Sure, the audio is coming through. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, welcome everybody. If you are watching this on the replay, oops, sorry about that. Thanks for being here. I'm here with Darkestnyte. Darkestnyte. Happy Sunday. Happy Funday. Actually, it's more of a chill day, man. Chill morning. So, how have you been? And yeah, we can jump into some topics.
Doing very well. Lots of big changes this week. So much to talk about. It's been really a big couple of weeks in the Splinterlands community, right? So we've had a lot of changes, lots of emotions, right? So this is kind of where we are.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. It's tough. So for context for folks, Darkestnyte and I were actually talking before this, so we have to pretend like we're just starting our conversation now. So let me reframe where I'm at, and we'll get Splinterlands focus here. Quick shout out to Harris. Good morning, Justin. Good evening. Will of D. What's going on? Thank you guys for being here. We are excited to chat. So what are we? I think this is officially day 5 of the ranked rewards update. Now, just to get things going, I want to share a little bit of a conversation that I had with Godzilla yesterday, just via Discord, and he was struggling initially, right, in gold and just trying to get up to a certain level. Then yesterday, which I guess would be day 4 or day 5, he got 17 daily chests in gold, which I think is very significant. And I'm more excited about the second half of the season because I think we're already starting to see these rewards start to drop in bunches. So I'm curious to know what your experience has been. And then I mentioned this beforehand, but I think there's a renewed interest and excitement about alt accounts. And I know that you've been playing on your alt accounts too. So what has the first 5 days been like? How are you switching back between accounts? Are you seeing a growth in rewards over time? And finally, I apologize for asking you like 50 million questions to start this off, but feel free to, it's open-ended in a way.
So as you know, I mean, you've been there every step of the way, right? The focus was to get back to champion, right? Championship. Champion, which I did, the fastest I've ever done it, right? But if you look at the number of games I played, it's super, super competitive, right? The best of the best players, and these are people that I played against. You see them at the top of the leaderboards, right?
Yeah.
But what I noticed is we were all doing the same things, right? We'd win a couple, lose a couple, win a couple. So there's this kind of like hopscotch thing or a progression and then a regression. And I suspect, and we've seen this before, right? I suspect by the middle of the season, we will, the more expert players will rise to the top of the leaderboards. I'll play them less. Every now and then they'll make their presence felt, right? Because the algorithm will match us together. It becomes less likely so. Also, the players that are in Diamond, right, that are trying to stretch into champion, I'll play them, but their decks probably aren't really competitive for that. So I'll get a few points for that, right? So right now, I'm in champion. I'm ranked. My rating is 3,704. But my ECR, and I'll look at that right now.
You stopped when it was 30%, right? If I remember your message. Oh, it was below that.
Oh, I was at again 11% again. And what I found is I couldn't get it to go below 11. Right? I could play and play and play as much as I want. And I don't know if you remember, I said that in guild chat. I said, huh? I said, this is awesome. I don't have to worry about ECR. And I just went ham. I just kept playing. And the goal was only to get up to champion again. Now, here's the weird part. If you remember from past seasons, I would get to this point and I would just stop. But that's not going to be the plan.
I was just going to say, because you haven't done any games in champ yet, right?
No.
So I think this next part of your journey for this season is going to be really exciting because as I was saying, and I don't know if I said this on a previous stream or on a previous private phone call with you, but I want to know, I think that you're very skilled at the game. I think you have a very competitive deck. So I want to know if you could actually be one of those people that could compete for champ leaderboards, but just never tried to do it because it wasn't worth the time and effort. And also, it wasn't worth the risk, right, of dropping
Right.
down and then having to get back up there.
Right.
So now the fact
No
that
risk.
you don't need to worry about that, the risk is gone. You can literally just play because you love to play. I wonder how high you can go and how much it'll drive you to get up to those higher levels.
So to answer that, I could be competitive, right? Even with the deck I have, but because I'm delegating everything everywhere, right? This is not the season for that, right?
Yeah.
This is the first season. I want to see how you do. I want to see how my alt accounts do.
I made it to Diamond 2 finally. So
Oh, excellent, excellent. See, yeah, so it's a progression, right?
mm-hmm.
And so eventually, we know you're going to get there because you did it last season. There's no
Mm-hmm.
reason to think that you won't. But what will the rewards look like, right? And we've had some rewards, right? So right now, I'm at 30, well, really 29 and a half season chest, right? But I
Okay.
know that once I win a couple of games, that number is going to ramp up really fast, right?
Well,
Once my ETR.
your reward shares in champ are going to be significantly higher too, right? Because
Yep.
you're earning champion level chests and you've been playing the whole like first third of the season in diamond, so you're getting diamond reward shares for champ chests, which is what I'm struggling with right now because I'm playing at the bottom feeders of diamond. But
Right.
as I start to go up, and I think I'm going to rest my ECR for tomorrow or something. We'll see.
What's
But
your ETR right now?
let's see here. My ECR is at 53%. So I have a water focus today, and I think I'm going to try and go for one more chest. I only have 2, so I'm going to try and go for one more daily chest. Again, it just depends on the day, but I think I want to wait for it to get up to the higher levels, especially now that I was in Diamond 2. I just lost a game, so I'm just out of it now.
Yep.
But yeah, it's the grind has been fun. I haven't cared as much about ECR. The thing is that one more chest thing is very real because even though it takes me roughly 4 to 5 wins with the specific splinter, I'm just like, oh, it's only 4 to 5 wins for another chest. And you know, I've been opening one chest or two chests the last couple of days. Yesterday, so 2 days ago, I opened a champ chest. I got a Venari Heatsmith. Awful.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
It was awful. But yesterday, I opened one that had a Venari Crystal Smith and then 7K DEC. And I was like, oh, okay, like that's significant, right? That's like $7 worth of value that I got from putting in the time yesterday to earn 2 chests. So, you know, that your whole theory about, you know, champion chests being worth it, like, I cannot wait. I have 22 chests for champion, right? For end of season, and we're only I guess we're officially a third of the way through the season so far. But I don't know why I keep looking at the other screen. I can just share my screen if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So people can kind of see where I'm at. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to open these end of season rewards, and I think end of season rewards are going to take. They're going to be just so much more fun for everybody because people in bronze and silver are going to be earning like in the dozens, right? Like maybe even above 100 for some folks if they can really grind that high up. But okay, so can I take a quick moment here?
Yeah, rock and roll.
So I would be curious. This is another experiment you can run in the future.
Yeah.
Because I'm almost wondering how easy is it to get like 150 chests, or how difficult is it to get 150 chests in bronze, right? So if we were to go to bronze, I can't see the bronze chest here, but that goes up like exponentially over time. And if you stay in bronze, it's difficult because you're capped at how much reward shares. But I wonder if you were to like delegate your cards to a brand new fresh account that's starting in bronze. So you're getting bronze chests, but you can work your way from bronze to champion over the course. Like, I wonder if you could actually like farm an account with like 1 or 2 days worth of work and get 150 bronze level chests. Now, is it worth your time? I don't know, but it'd be an interesting experiment to do, and maybe something that I'll try in the future with my deck. Not going up to champ, but my deck would be good enough to maybe get it up to gold or even diamond.
So that sounds like the makings of a tournament reward.
Ooh, for the okay. For
the next tournament, right? So there's the reason why all the cards that I delegated to you are part of a set, right? Because you know my philosophy on delegations, right? Delegating 1 card or 2, while it may increase your chances of winning a match, it's the effective teams, right? That we've talked about many times, right? And to delegate the effective team out to someone, especially for the splinters, right? Will really matter and carry them, you know, whatever person you delegate to a lot of wins on chess. But maybe, right, again, we can work on this offline, but maybe the next tournament we do is the set that you have, just delegate the whole thing to one winner, right?
Yeah.
That's part of this community here, right? So we know all the names, right? We see them, and it's an invite to the tournament, and we just have it for people that are in the live streams with us.
Yeah, so, no, that'd be good. Well, I don't want to do that yet because I want to see you play one full season with your entire firepower available to you. So I think next season should be the season where you do that, as we're still kind of exploring. But this is a great idea.
Yeah, maybe after the maybe as a tournament to celebrate the end of the airdrop. How about that? Right. So that'll be in July. It'll be, parties, or heck, or maybe even do it at Splinterfest.
That would be interesting. That's a little bit further out. People have been asking when I'm going to do another tournament. So we're probably not going to do a delegation tournament for a while because I think there's a lot of experiments that both Darkestnyte and I want to do. But I'll try to run something in the next couple of weeks here, even if it's just like for Chaos Packs or something. I really like the fact that we were able to run a private tournament, get a decent amount of people who came through, with password and everything. So it was just for the people here, and I want to make sure that I'm doing that regularly.
Yep. Same. I'm definitely in on that. So, and look, you're, so you have 6 hours, so you're going to be grinding on water. So that's a good one, right? That's your strongest one. So.
Mm-hmm. And see, so this is the thing. This is part of the reason that I want to get my ECR back up is because all the games that I'm playing, right? So for example, for every win that I was getting, actually this was right now, 32 minutes ago. So for every win that I'm getting, I'm getting like 20K reward shares, which isn't bad, but I could literally be getting double of that, right? So 20K means that I have to win roughly 5 games to get the next chest. Whereas if I had a higher ECR or closer to 100%, that would be significantly easier, especially as I get, further up the rankings. But I wasn't as focused as you were in terms of just rising up the rankings as much. And not caring as much about ECR. Like a lot of it has been, unfortunately, I get seduced by the little focus chest bar, right? So I'm just like, I think I can win this with fire, or I think I can win this with water. Let's put it in.
Yeah. So, it's funny. This week, it's been interesting, right? I think Yaba and Aggro are like prophets of the gaming industry, right? And they say nuggets, right? They say a lot of good stuff. And one of the things Aggro has always said is like, I don't want to control how people play the game, right? And what I see here is an opportunity for individual players to play the way that they want to play. Right. So I'm focused on, on going up through the ranks. You're focused on something completely different. Godzilla is focused on something different. But at the end of the day, we're all coming to the same place. Right.
Yeah.
It's just a different strategy. Right now, I'm taking a rest from my main account. I've been playing my alt, having a ball. Right. Getting a bronze chest. Actually, on my alt, I'm getting gold chest. Right. Not so bad. I got my first gold.
Okay. That's what this is the only Mimos account?
No, this is the one that's in your
the Dark Scholar account.
The Dark Scholar account, right?
So wait, last season you got that account to gold essentially, and so you're earning gold level chests. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and they're great, right? I mean, they're obviously not as good as Diamond or Champ, but they're still highly rewarding. And just having fun with it, right? The key for me is the same, and I know for you too, right? Is the game is just fun to play.
Yeah.
And the rewards, I can't say they're secondary, but it adds spice to an already cool thing, right? You get the dopamine hit from winning the game. You get your next chest. It's just goodness all around, right?
Yeah. So you know what's interesting, and I almost wanted to make like a separate video on this, but I stopped myself just because I was like, I don't know if it's worth a video, so I'll just mention it here. I only know this because I looked at it, because I realized I wasn't even paying attention to it. Yeah. But I did not even know, nor did I care how much DEC I was earning every game. I would look at the results screen, and then it's all about, okay, how much did I earn towards my next chest? And sure, I had to go back and be like, oh, I'm earning X amount of DEC. Oh, that's cool. But I for the first couple of days literally forgot that I was earning DEC, or didn't care what the value or the amount of DEC I was getting. So the game has taken that turn to become much more gamified, right? The rewards
Yes.
have become
Yeah.
much more gamified, and it's not just about earning this cryptocurrency. For me, I care more about like earning another rewards card rather than the DEC. Now, I know that's probably different for other people, especially for folks where, you know, DEC means something and you're able to take that
Yeah.
out and buy something with it. That's totally fair. I just noticed for myself that like I completely forgot about DEC rewards and earnings, and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. I forgot that I'm getting that. It almost feels like a bonus now.
Yes. And same thing happened to me, right? So I look up at the amount of DC I have, and sometimes I'm shocked. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of DC that I've gotten from chess, right? Like at one point I got 10,000 DC from those chests that we opened up, right?
Yeah.
And that adds up on a daily basis, right? So I'm finding that I have more DC than I was expecting, right? And now I need to figure out what to do with it, right? So like I don't have a maxed out kitty, right? I'm now eyeballing a goal of getting a maxed out kitty. Yeah, and they're expensive, man. But guess what? I'm getting the assets I need to make that
Yeah.
happen, right?
Might as well, right? Now you can turn it into something real. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, imagine you with a kitty. That's just going to be
Well,
dangerous.
I'm gonna tell you now, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Well,
happen.
it's just a matter of time, right? Because at this point in time, and I think you and I are on the same page about it. Like, I'm not as worried about the new rewards cards, so I've actively been selling those in favor of either stacking the old rewards cards or getting like leveling up my summoners or things like that. So the thing is, for you, the rewards are significant. That 10,000 DEC is $10, and that's $10 that can go towards your kitty fund essentially.
That's what we're going to call it, right? The kitty fund.
The
So
kitty fund.
the key here is I've not been able to have because I bought all the stuff that I need, right? In fact, the reason why I maxed out the Chaos Legion summoners is a result of a conversation you and I had. And I'm super glad that I did it, right? Because now that has become the focus. And we couldn't have known that, right? We didn't know that this change was coming. I just said, hey, you know what? Summoners aren't getting any cheaper. Even though the weird part is, even though more are still being printed. Like whenever I open a pack, I'm still getting some
More coming
right?
in, yeah.
So will these prices drop? I mean, actually, they have dropped a little bit. Look at that.
Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, now would be the time to. I mean, if Kelly drops below $3.50, $2, or into the twos, that's gonna be awesome.
See, I'm not like I don't have the same like level of, I don't know what you want to call it, conviction or impulsivity that you do to just go in and buy something maxed out. Like I'm just trying to dollar cost average into these because while I do believe that they could go down in price, I'm also hedging my bet by thinking that I'm going to buy one at least now because let's say the print rate and the the opening of packs and the influx of new players find some kind of equilibrium that they just stay at this value over time or go up. That could very well happen, right? And sure, that's a very bullish outlook, but I have to like hedge my bets and keep that in mind.
Right. I view the time that we're in right now, right, kind of like a train on a tunnel, right? We enter the tunnel. We're in the tunnel right now. We can't see the end. And so we're just riding around in the dark and we're in this really weird time.
Yeah.
But at some point in whatever future it's going to be, there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel and everyone's going to see it at the same time. And they're going to go, whoa, we're almost out of the tunnel. Let me get all my assets. And that's when you're going to see the pump. The time to get the assets is during this time. The uncertainty is your best friend. So, and again, I'm sure the other, other players would say the same thing. Oh, and by the way, as an OG, I remember in my time. I only said that because you said you didn't want to make us sound like the old guy. But I have no problem.
Back in my day, DEC was so far below its peg. Well, you know what? Don't worry. I'll do that at some point in the future. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be fun? And somebody even just commented on one of my videos, especially like one that I posted last year, for when I bought my like gold foil Jin O'Shaughnessy.
Yep.
And he's just like, it's really fun to look back at these videos now, and just due to the fact that like these new rewards cards have come out and their prices are somewhat similar. So you see like you know,
yeah.
the cycle just kind of playing out. And I don't know, for me, like this is all entertainment, right? So it's going to be fun to like go back and watch videos in, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years
Oh,
and be like, oh man, remember when we were freaking out about this? Remember when I got
yeah.
this prediction so wrong?
Yeah.
Like totally didn't see that coming. I'll be the first one to laugh at myself. But
Right.
the cool thing is when we are all here and talking about the fact that like, oh man, yeah, remember when Kelly was $4 and people were like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna wait until it goes down further in price, and 3 years from now it's trading at like 40, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
or whatever it ends up being. That'll be fun to be able to go back and reference these videos and be like, oh my gosh, I can prove to you the time, right? I can prove
Yeah.
to you because I have video evidence of when it was actually that. Because
Yeah.
I always get a kick out of like when you know, OG Mavs post like screenshots of the marketplace
Oh,
back
yeah.
in, you know, maybe 18 months ago. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Do you know? Do you ever see Gold Matters little videos? It's little clips.
I do. We connected on Twitter. You're the one that put me onto his content. He's great.
Yeah, it's hilarious, right? And I'm shocked that more people don't watch them, right? Because it's nice, compact, just information. But one of the things he did recently was he showed the prices of cards from like 2 years ago to
Yeah.
now. 2 years ago
Oh,
to
okay. I
now.
must have missed that one.
Oh, it's awesome. And it really shocked me at some of the price increases over time.
Mhm.
And again, what fuels that is demand, right? If we had the same demand as we had 2 years ago, I mean, these cards would still be pennies, right? Even
Yeah.
the current slate and the older slate. I mean, Yodin at one point was selling for $25.
Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy.
Llama was so cheap that I thought it was worthless. I mean, we've talked about that, right? I
Yeah.
felt like Llama, like whatever, get that out of here. Right. And Kitty, dude. When Kitty came out, I was like, yeah, it's nice, but it's a kitty, so get it out of here. And now, and of
So
all
funny.
my regrets, that is the biggest one.
Yeah. I think this just goes to show, or at least for me, that I need to max out my Chaos Legion deck. Like that needs to be the goal. I've been like playing with this idea of maybe, you know, what Masshole had said about what Byzantine Kitty does, where he doesn't play in champion. He has 2 gold level decks that are like
Yes.
gold foil, right? And so like he's figured out that the earnings are great there. That's appealing, but I do want to be able to play at the highest levels because I'm enjoying it right now, thanks to you and the delegation. So at some point in the future, when these, you know, I don't want to have the same relationship with the Chaos Legion summoners that you are having with Kitty, right? Where it's just like now you need to start a Kitty fund. I don't want to start up a Kelia fund when Kelia is going for like, you know, 10x its current price. So hopefully that won't be the case, and I can, you know, dollar cost average in. It's weird because I'm not cheering for a bear or sideways market when it comes to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's still dictating a lot of this.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm not terribly unhappy about it. Like, look, if Bitcoin pumped up, sure, I'll be happy. But Splinterlands is keeping me nicely distracted, and also realizing that I can get in on some really good deals right now while these cards are still very much in print.
Very funny you should say that, because I usually check the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum every day.
I do too, but it's
Can't
just not a
remember.
habit.
Yeah, right. I can't remember the last time within the last couple of weeks, I haven't even.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, no,
I couldn't tell you what Bitcoin is right now.
I still have that addiction. I don't check the price of like SPS every day the way that I used to, but yeah, Bitcoin I'm just curious because I think Bitcoin means a lot more in many other different contexts.
Right. And a month ago, we thought the whole crypto market was crashing, right? And it was a true test of the resiliency of blockchain, right? So, from my perspective, I mean, we're going to have to retrace back up, and we're going to have to work to get the gains that we lost. But again, it didn't go to zero, right?
Yeah.
Had a bit of a correction. Things were happening economically around the world that we're going to have to deal with, right? But at the end of the day, we'll figure it out. But there's value here, right? There's serious value, there's serious utility, and we're taking advantage of. We just spent a week, hardcore, distracting ourselves from whatever else was going on.
Yeah.
To enjoy a change that the developers made. So no, good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's just, again, I'm will be the first to admit my blind spots and my ignorance of a lot of the other projects out there.
Yeah.
But from what I see on the peripheral, and this is not just to be like bullish only for the sake of being bullish on Splinterlands. Like I just don't see other projects having the same kind of vision
Mhm.
and the same quality of product that's
Yeah.
already out on the market, right? Like I was really excited about DFK, the DeFi Kingdoms, because it was just getting so much hype, so much attention. And then I get in there, I'm just like, okay, this is a great decentralized exchange and an idle clicker type of game, which could evolve into something because they have the funding. But then they had their whole like exploit that happened. I don't know much about what was it? Big time? No, not big time. Like Phaeton Arena. But all I remember was hearing some of Bulldog's comments where it was like really exciting, and then they totally destroyed the tokenomics and nobody plays it now or something. Um, so I like when I think about like where Splinterland stands in the space, like it's fun to play, and you can earn even more now, not from a token perspective, not from DEC, but you can earn these cards which do have an intrinsic value in the game, right? Like this is why I don't buy other NFTs. I buy only things that can have a value to me. The second NFT that I bought is the Step-in sneaker, right? And that's
Yeah.
gotten my butt off of this chair for
Yep.
10 minutes a day to just go out and go for a walk, which I'm loving. So when I see projects like that, and areas in which like, okay, I can do something that has some type of positive ROI. And when I say ROI, it doesn't even need to be like financial, right? I talk about the step in ROI as like, it's just getting me to be like a little bit more healthy and a little bit more active. Then those are the projects that I get really excited about, and not necessarily like invest, but I get bullish on in the long term, because I think they've gotten a concept, right? They found a concept and they found something that works. Do they have the right idea and the team to execute it? That remains to be seen. But so far, I'm loving everything that I'm seeing from the Splinterlands team when it comes to really putting this whole thing together.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a lot of comments. Man, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna say, should we switch gears and try to catch up on the comments now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning. So Diego, just want to give a shout out. Yellow, what's going on? Jedi Sky Knight, how are you? What's going on? Oh, Tristan's in the house. So I think the new reward system is good, but I think they need to do something to make the power have more value on it.
Sure.
Yeah, power is super cheap right now, but people just don't need it. What's going on, Lodnick? Ooh, fellow guildmate. AAD represent. Is AA were you guys going by AAD before Godzilla said it?
No.
No, okay. I kind of like it though. It makes it much easier.
I like it too.
So where's my piece getting lots of chests and bronze? Hey, that's me. The common mistake I notice, this is from Harris, people are making is they stop in a league wherein they are not in the highest tier, so champ 3 instead of champ 1. And in fact, the new season comes and they move down a lot.
So let's talk about that, right? So I'm conflicted on this one, right? Because going down at the end of the season to the league below has been a core thing for Splinterland since the beginning, right? And I do think that it is a mistake, right? But I did it only because I couldn't risk going back down and ending the season in Diamond, right? So I don't have to worry about that anymore. However, it gets more competitive up there, right? So you rack up a lot of losses. It's frustrating. So the higher up you go, the more I think you're going to rack up. Your win percentage is going to drop. It's super, super competitive. And I think I used a term when we talked earlier in the week. I called it jobby, right? It feels more like a job.
Like a job now. Yeah.
And when a game starts to feel like a job, then it's time to take a break, right? Yeah. And so that's kind of what. So for me, I'm at champ 3 right now. It did feel like a job, and I need to kind of take some time away, rebuild my ECR, and do something that's less jobby-like, right? Which is working on the alt accounts, right? I don't really care if I win or lose in those, with those accounts, right? I'm just having fun at that point. So
that's true. If I can take a different approach to this, Harris. So like, I think or at least it sounds like what he's trying to get at is the fact that like, if you're in a league, like let's say you have like a gold level deck, but you push to Diamond 3 for end of season.
Yep.
And then you start the next season at the bottom of gold. Sure. Whereas if you were to just stay at gold 1, you drop down to silver, and you'd immediately get back into gold and start earning gold level reward shares for gold level. So I don't know if that's a mistake necessarily, Harris. I mean, here's the thing. I think the beauty of it is that people can decide what route they want to take.
Exactly.
So, it's just like, do you want to try to grind for those higher level chests? Because that's exactly what I'm doing, what I'm struggling with, right? Like, I am at a point where, I finished in Champ 3 last season, so I'm starting at Diamond 3, and I have to like make that grind all the way up. Versus had I finished in Diamond 1 but started in gold, I'd immediately be earning a lot more, but those would only be diamond level chests. So I think the rewards design is actually really brilliant in that way.
Right. Can I add on to that?
Go ahead.
So here's the problem that I see, right? And I've seen this from other people that have played too, and including myself. What you're doing is you have the grind, right? Which any game that you have a grind in, you should have a payoff. Right. The problem for us sometimes is we're grinding, getting the daily chest, right? We open them up and it doesn't really pay off.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does. I think that's the problem right now is we're working really hard to make to progress or to get a progression.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't feel like it's worth it. And I would tell you, if we get to the end of season and I open up whatever number of chests I get and I come away feeling dissatisfied around what the rewards are, I think that can have a negative impact on the game as a whole, especially if everyone is experiencing the same thing, right? We know what the probability is of getting certain things, and we know the possibility of getting certain things, but the reality is often very different. And so, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Finish your thought, and then I'm going to ask you a hypothetical.
Right. So I would think for the developers, right, the team should really be evaluating right now the chest results from these dailies, and if there's any tweaks that they need to do before the end of the season to ensure that people have a higher probability of getting something that makes all this grinding worth it. I think that will have a very beneficial, effect on bringing new players in, because we know that there are going to be chests. There should be chests where people get, $500 worth of DEC at a champion level. Think about that, right? If that happens, all eyes will turn onto Splinterlands when that happens.
Well, so that kind of leads into my question for you. Now, I know you don't do this for the money. But I at the same time, there is a level of value that you want to be getting from the game to feel like your time and energy and investment in it is worth it. And when I say investment, I mean investment of time. When you get your chest, I think it's difficult to say like how many gold foils or how many legendaries you may potentially get. But is there a dollar value under which you'd be disappointed that you're like, oh, I put my grind in, and let's say you reach your 80 chest goal, right? If you reach your 80 chest goal, what would be the dollar value that would be the lowest common denominator that you would feel happy about it or
$50.
satisfied? Maybe not happy, but satisfied.
$50.
$50. Okay. So the grind for the season.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So that's fair. So the grind for the season, if it's under $50, you'd feel like, that was a lot of effort, and to do it again and maybe only get $50 again would not be worth it. Okay.
Right. But that's only for my investment of time. Right. And again, if you want to make money, right. And I say that you and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
If you want to make money, there's easier ways to make money. Go get a job at McDonald's or wherever, and just use that money to buy whatever assets you want, right? I can't even remember who said that, but that's true, right? There's so many easier ways to make money. But what we are here to do is to play a game, which we're going to do anyway, right? I mean, I've been playing games for over 40 years, right? It's a core part of who I am. I'm going to do it. So it just matters if I can get a reward out of it. Sometimes that reward, and I'm sure that everyone that's in the chat here can attest to this. Sometimes we would spend hours in front of a game just for an achievement.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what good is an achievement, right? You hope that someone maybe looks at your profile and says, oh, they got the whatever achievement, right? Yeah. No, now it's real real life rewards. You get to buy your ice cream, right? With, from winning a game. And that's real.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
real.
I
So
mean, like I
50
said, so
bucks.
I just won 7K DEC from a champion chest yesterday, and like
Yeah,
7K, it's like it's $7,
it
right?
is.
Essentially, right? And so part of me is gonna like go and buy cards with that and reinvest back in. But for
That's
other people, that could be real. Like that's dinner. That could be a cheap dinner that covers me for today. All the effort that I put in yesterday all of a sudden pays for my dinner today, right? So that's an interesting kind of way that I'm looking at it. All right, we have like we're like super backlog on
yeah,
comments.
yeah.
So the thing is, this is what I love talking with you, Darkestnyte, because we can go on like the most random tangents. So
All
I'm gonna try and keep the answers super short here so that we can try to catch up on some of these. All right, Fierce Chicken made some videos. I need to go catch up on this, guys. Fierce Chicken is another awesome content creator, so please make sure you go check out and
I've
support.
seen some of his stuff. He's super good. Yeah.
Yeah. Merlin's Matrix. What's going on? I like this. Apparently, we are now after night.
That's funny.
All right, so Fierce Chicken made a few calculations of the formula with bronze, and the difference is about 15x for bronze. Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought Darkest Sound. Oh,
Yes. That's hilarious.
I don't know which one I like better.
Yeah.
We're getting shipped now.
It depends on the time, right? Like time of the day, right?
Yeah. After night or Darkest Sound. Finishing in Champ 1, Gold 1, or Diamond 1 gets us closer to the next league. Finishing in Gold 1. Yeah, so that's what we kind of just went into. So in Gold 1, I would have been getting 8 chests daily and 30 for season rewards. It took me 4 days to get back to Gold 1, which I earned 4 or 5. All right,
Yeah.
so people are sharing there. Ooh, Spikeoon, you said a lot here. I don't want to skip over it all, but I don't anticipate getting a substantial amount of chests with more, but the quality of the chests are definitely better. Yes. Okay, well, that's good that people in other leagues are finding that the quality of chests are still good. So it's still too soon to pass final judgment. And also, guys, keep in mind, this is not going to be the way that it is forever. I do think, and we'll get into this in a second because I want your opinion, but I do think that they're going to have to make a change to the champion level decks, right? Like,
Yeah.
if champion level rewards, because if you get 80 chests and 40 of them are, or like 35 of them are common level rewards cards, I don't think you'll be that happy.
Disappointed. Right.
Yeah.
The other part of that, though, is so let's talk about the dollar investment of a champion level deck, right?
Okay.
So I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to run over
Let's do it.
monsters, and the deck that I delegated to you, I'm going to look up the value of it, right? So 1 second, because I kind of look at that every day. So,
well, that includes a lot of non-Chaos Agent cards too.
No, so I have them only in
separated out. Okay.
Yes, it's separated by, so those, it's not in the calculation, right? So the full power modern deck, that's what I call it, is right now, according to Peak Monsters, worth $7,600.
Okay.
Right. So if someone wanted to go ahead and buy it right now, that's what it would cost them. Remember when we first started with the experiment, it was like 5,200, right? So it's definitely rising.
Yeah, it's gone up a little bit.
But here's the thing, right? As the team, I think they should do an analysis, and they should try to understand if someone spends $7,600 on card ownership, what would be a reasonable rate of return annually for that, right? What would be reasonable? And I mean, would 10% value be reasonable? Would 1%, like what would be reasonable for that specific investment, right? Now, you can take it back to the wild, right? Some of those, the owners there have made significantly more of an investment, right? Some of their collections are worth $100,000, $200,000. Some are worth $1 million.
Yeah.
What should be the return on investment on those accounts? Right, because they're playing in Champion, right?
Yeah.
Different world. It's a different world. Like when people are playing in Bronze and Silver, there's an investment there, right? And it's the same calculation, right? How much of an investment should they get on, get as a return? But again, some of the older players that were around, like I looked at some of the people that I played, there are guys out there with 25 million collection power.
It's insane,
right?
Yeah.
And again, but they've been around since the very beginning, right?
Yep.
And they, grabbed up these assets and they have real value. They could sell it all right now and put it in a bank account, right? They could do other things with it, but they choose to leave those resources in place to try to get gains. And I just think that that level of investment should be rewarded. And they're doing that, right? They're doing that, right? So
yeah. No, I agree. I think it's just so difficult for them to calculate because they don't control the market value of a lot of the rewards that come out. But it is something that should, at the very least, be analyzed to see, like, okay, what are people getting? And I'm sure they're looking at this. You know, so my brain is partially like into the STEPN ecosystem now and understanding that. So part of it is like when I think about, like, okay, with a project like that, and it is a game, so I'll call it a game. With a game like that, you know, you buy sneakers for X amount of dollars, and everybody's calculating the ROI, right? How much are you earning in the tokens?
Right.
But the shift has been made now with Splinterlands, where the tokens don't really matter, and it's the value of the cards.
Yes.
And I would much rather be earning a a hard capped NFT than a depreciating and highly inflationable token such as a GST, which is the rewards token for STEPN, right? So this whole reward shift where people are able to earn much more rewards. So even going down to bronze, right? So you can earn a ton of rewards in bronze. And I think this is what makes the new player experience or the alt account experience a very significant thing, is like you can go down and earn a bunch of cars. And sure, right, they're going for a penny right now. But I think we all know, or at least believe, that in the future, they won't be going for a penny. Now, I'm not trying to speculate on price or pump anything up here, but I'm just looking at historical precedent for the game and saying that once cards go out of print, if demand rises, and demand will need to rise, but if demand rises, then these cards tend to appreciate in value over time. So, you know, or at the very least, you get to play with them, right? You get to play with them, you get to rent them out, you get to do something with them and get some value out of it. It's not this depreciating token. So I think this rewards update has done a lot to really change that narrative, because a lot of these other projects, right? So I think about Axie too. A lot of them, you're just getting this rewards token, which ultimately has an uncapped supply. Now, DEC suffered from the same thing, but I think DEC, you know, again, trying to give some credit to the team, I love the way that DEC was set up. Yes, it technically has an unlimited supply, but the way that it works is that it's algorithmically trying to stay at 1,000 DEC to 1. The problem is that, like, if there's a reason to hold DEC, then the value goes up, and we saw exactly what we saw over the past 12 months after the airdrop. But now that that's going away and it's much more stable, you have the flip side where the rewards aren't as high. So the team is kind of splitting the difference here, and we are living through this eye of the hurricane type moment where they're really threading the needle, right? The end of the airdrop from this come down of like what was with DEC, where now we cannot worry as much about not earning too much DEC, which I referenced earlier, and focusing on earning a ton more cards. So
absolutely. Dead on.
Sorry, it was really long-winded, but it's just where my thought process was going.
It's not like you said, hey, you keep the answer short.
Hey, I blame you. You're like, yeah, I want to take a moment to go on a tangent. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop Darkestnyte. I want to hear his thoughts on this. All right, let's get back to the comments. I'm just messing around. Now then, okay, what's going on? Let's go. Andrew's in the house. Hi, Naguyan. What's going on? Game is fun until you get beat. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, Darkestnyte. I know this is a game, but I literally punched my wall yesterday after losing a game that I shouldn't have lost. Right here. I was just so pissed.
Yes. And what happens to me whenever I have my string of losses, I'm like, really, what the hell? And anyone can see them too, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll get cocky and I'll say, oh, back in, Diamond 1, yeah, I'm gonna kill it. And then all of a sudden I'm back in Diamond 3. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Right. Yeah. And you lose so many points when you get beat by somebody that's lower ranked than you.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, right? I never know who I'm playing until the battlefield is revealed, right?
Yeah.
And some of the people I've been playing, I played Yabba twice. He kills me every time. So I mean, with his gold deck.
Yeah, I know, all gold foil deck.
It's a mess. But I'm always pleased, right? If I'm going to get beat by somebody, I want to get beat by him, right? So
yeah, sure. That's fair. So Team Phoenix Rising, any idea if the rental market would recover, or if it would recover, or the bots shut down? I have no idea. I think at this point in time, renting for power is completely gone. And I think that if you need to rent for power, this is a great time to go and take advantage of rentals. But
Or buy for power, right?
or buy for power. Yeah.
That's what we do.
So it's not a terrible time. But again, this is kind of why, and I know I made the mistake again by like stacking up some more rewards cards, but this is why it's really hard for me to look at cards as investments, because things just happen to the game economy, whether that's a meta change or a rewards change like this, where it's just like, yo, a week ago, buying a Gin Chihuahua for 25 cents was yielding you an 80% APR. That's awesome.
That's
Now I can't move any of my Gin Chihuahuas.
yeah.
Right. So that change, that's real. And anybody who's putting significant money into that, like, I'm sorry, because like I get it. I was there. I was stacking some Gin Chihuahuas too, because I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice. We'll see what happens after the rewards. But it was just another reminder, similar to my experience with O'Shaughnessy, that like the investment to me at the end of the day, and this is not investment advice, but the investment to me is still going to be something hard capped like SPS. I say that individual cards are deflationary, but cards as an asset class are inflationary. They're going to keep releasing sets.
Yep.
So, oh, Godzilla's in the house. Godzilla, shoot me a DM if you want to hop on. Would love for you to join the chat if you can. I bet the bots will be back. The rewards, they will be, but they can't farm the same way that they used to. So
their coding now changes to the bot programs. I mean, that's literally probably what this week and next week is going to be. They're coding now. They will, I'm sure, do testing with the next season.
Yeah.
And a month from now, they'll be back in full force. And again, if you've invested $100,000, $200,000 in all these bot accounts, you're not just going to walk away from that, right? I mean, and if you do, that's insane.
A lot of them are going to be consolidated, but the good thing is that at the end of the day, when I look at the amount of summoners, like playable summoners, we're always going to be limited by that. So that even if the bot armies come back in, they're not going to be at the same strength. They're not going to be, and they need to be efficiently earning too, right? Yeah. They can't just be losing every game. Although I think Darkestnyte, I meant to mention this earlier, you found the sweet spot. You found the sweet spot at like 10, 11% of ECR. You can't really go below that if you're constantly playing. That's so if you think about it, bots can earn at a 10% or 90% reduction of what they used to, considering if they own all the cards that they're playing with.
Correct. I believe that'll be the case.
In that way, it's still hugely significant, and it's not scalable. So I don't know. To me, that stands out. And again, these are just like rough numbers, but.
Yeah, and I actively tried to get to 0 ECR, and I couldn't.
I know you do.
Could not.
You just got to keep playing and skipping.
Well, I need to be a bot, right? I need to.
Yeah, you need to be a bot. Vilson's in the house. What's going on, Vilson? Just started playing my bronze alts accounts, even giving them power. And I got a video coming out for you guys later this afternoon talking about the alt accounts. So. Because I'm not the only one doing it, and it seems like there's quite a few people. Clevin's in the house. Icy Flow, good morning. Andrew, I treat cards like Pokemon, got to collect them all. There you go.
Yep.
With packs under $3 on Hive and able to turn a profit, opening packs, it's a good time to level up.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Hey, that's some good alpha right there. Am I gonna do it? I don't know. I might be lazy, but if you want to go flip some packs, go for it. Not flip some packs, but actually it is flipping packs. You buy the packs, open them up. Not yet. Yoden was selling for $8 at one point.
Yes.
Were you there? Were you around when that was?
So full disclosure, I did not discover the marketplace until after that. Like I never even clicked on the marketplace at all. Right? I would just come in, play games. It was not until I decided I wanted to get a full power summoner. Mm-hmm. Right? I've discovered that powering up, summoners would allow me to play higher level cards. In fact, what I did prior to leveling up my summoners was I bought other cards, right? And I said, why is that little exclamation point there? Like, what does that mean? I didn't know. No one was there to tell me. And so what it meant was that you were playing at a reduced level because you were playing with a reduced level summoner. Didn't know that. It wasn't very clear, right? And actually, the first card I ever bought off the marketplace was the Undead Skeleton. Yeah, Undead Skeleton. Because it was a great card, 2 mana, had shield, and I was like, oh. But I wasn't able to get the shield to activate because I don't even remember the summoner I was using. but it never got the shield because it was too low level. Because I was using a level 1 summoner.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha.
so I think the Jotun, it might have been $8, but I was playing death, right? I didn't start
Yeah.
looking at the other splinters until I was solid on my death splinter. So
You know what? You know what's so funny? Because I don't know if you saw on the like official Splinterlands account, Bulldog just started recording like tutorial videos,
yeah, I saw
uh,
that. Yep.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't shared this anywhere, but it's just funny because one of my projects, I had a lot of free time this past Memorial Day weekend, and one of the things that I wanted to do, and I actually started doing, was I wanted to create a beginner series where I literally just
Yep.
go in talking with you because, like, there's so many stories that you have, and I'm sure many others who are like new to the game, where it's just like, oh, I didn't know how summoners worked. Oh, I didn't know you could level up cards. Oh, I didn't know there was a market, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I had actually recorded like 2 starting videos of like, here's the basics. I'm gonna walk you through it. And I was like, I'm gonna put this out as soon as the new rewards update comes in. And then Bulldog launches one on the official channel. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna delete these videos now
Well, but you
and,
can
and
still do
scrap this
that, right?
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to be doing double work.
Yeah.
Nor do I want to be like everybody's gonna come back and be like, oh, you're just copying him. So
Yeah.
I want to find something that's complementary because he's doing it officially for the team, and I
Oh, I
think it's
thought,
great. He's got a tremendous knowledge of the game. He's been around for a lot longer. So if I do something that's like for beginners, I'd want it to be complementary to that, not competitive to
yeah.
it. And it was literally like I wanted to go through and be like, here's a breakdown of how to play the game. Here's a breakdown of like the summoners. Here's a breakdown of like leveling up summoners and how that affects leveled up monsters and a breakdown. So like I literally had like this list of like video ideas that were going to be just bite sized and easy. And then he comes out with that. I'm like, all right, you know what? It's probably better that he's doing it anyway.
Yeah. The amount of mistakes that I made at the beginning, staggering.
Well,
Just
that's what was inspiring it because I'm just like you can't be the only one, and now even more so, the game is much more complex. Like you go to the buy page and there's like 50 different things there, half of which are inactive, but
yep.
it's there. So, Jabby, I'm not sure what you were trying to get at. Wolfshire started a third account to
Mm-hmm.
farm the new rewards, pulled the legendary on the first day, making
Nice.
$12. Nice, congrats. Someone's already dropped 120,000 on a daily chest.
Wow.
I wonder what the max amount on a daily chest could be.
I thought it was 600,000.
Six hundred
That's what I
thousand.
heard. Like, yeah, some variation of 600,000 is what I heard.
That's $600 in the chest. I'm
Yes,
assuming this
yeah.
is a champion chest.
Mhm.
But holy crap, that's a lot. Playing Splatoon is easier than working the McDonald's grind.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah. But you'll make more money at McDonald's.
But you'll make more money at McDonald's probably. I made coffee, just got back. What did I miss? Furious Chicken, we were plugging your channel. Anyone got more than 100K DEC here? No, I haven't received that yet. Might be a new Herman the Metaverse. Let's go. What's going on, App? It's good to see you again. I got 33K DEC from a champ chest yesterday.
Yeah.
Well done. What's your
That's
highest DEC chest so far, Darkestnyte?
altogether, I got 10,000, I think, 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah,
Nice.
10,000. Yeah, which is great. I mean, it wasn't in one chest, right? It was spread out across multiple.
Oh, it was spread out across. What's the highest chest you've gotten though?
Oh, I think we were on stream, 6,300.
Okay. Oh, we need to get you a higher chest because I that one end of season in champ I got or I don't even know who's champ, but it was like I got like 14K.
Yes, which is why when I realized the math, when I saw that happen, so it's 14K times, hold on, let me bring my calculator up. So 14,000 times 48, even though there's some issue, they're saying that the percentage is actually lower, but we'll get to that another time. Yeah, so 672,000 that chest would have been at champion.
That's a ton of money.
That's
I wonder if in the old reward system though there might have been a multiplier already in, right? Like with each chest that you open, like maybe. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe that chest already had like an 8x multiplier on it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because if that were the case, we would never get chests with 1 DEC in them, right? The minimum would be 8.
Sure. No, well, I guess what I was trying to say is like maybe some chests didn't have them. Like I don't know what the mechanism was. Like maybe like a chest that has DEC also has like 2 forks. It could have a multiplier. It couldn't have a multiplier type of thing. But I got too many 1 DEC chests to not to believe that. So maybe you're right.
You haven't seen any one. Actually, you haven't seen less than 14 DEC. I think.
I mean, I shouldn't get less than 48 right now.
Actually, 144, right? That's the number that keeps popping up.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the lowest now. I haven't seen anything lower than that.
That's interesting. So that means it's a minimum of 3 DEC.
Maybe.
Yeah, 3 DEC that you're getting. All right.
Yes, which is the calculation cubed, right? So if it's 1, is 3 cubes? 1 times 1 times 1. Yeah, I think that's 3. 3 would be the minimum.
Okay.
And then take your multiplier. Again, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of mathematicians.
I mean, did you see that formula? It looked very complex to me. So
yeah,
I'm sure.
Yes, I did. But the big thing is the cube of your rating.
Of your rating is the important part. Yeah. So again, this goes back to your point, which I tried to articulate, of just trying to get up as high as you can as quickly as possible. Because I'm excited to see how quickly you start earning daily focus chests in the second half of the season now.
I am as well.
I think it'll be I think you'll be having a ball with it. So, all right, Randy's in the house. Looks on Randy, Joseph, gathering the magic. Oh, gathering the magic. I haven't chatted with you in a minute. How have you been? By the way, what's the highest focus points you got in one win? I don't know. That's what I wish. There's no easy way to see your list of like focus points. So for example, like if I wanted to see my list of recent DEC rewards, I can just go to balance history. But I'd love to know, like, on all of my recent wins, have a list to see like how they're trending.
Yeah.
To see if they're like going down significantly. But
but after the win though, right? It tells you how many you got. You could probably document it yourself.
Yeah. I'd say the highest I've probably gotten is like 20K. Because starting off, I was getting about 20K because my ECR was super high, but I was also playing at like the bottom of diamond. Whereas now I'm getting about 20K with a 50% ECR, but I'm also into diamond 2 almost.
It is weird how that's working, right? So
how much are you getting though?
I think the highest I got was.
You haven't played a single game in Champ, right?
I haven't. But
would you mind looking up your most recent focus point?
Yeah. Well, I haven't played it all, right? So hold on.
Well, whatever the one that got you into.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that your ECR at that point was 11%.
Yes-ish. So let's look at the last ranked game I played.
Win that you had.
Yes. Hold on a second.
Oh, I guess it had to be a win.
One second. There we go. All right. So the last win that I had, it's Brawl, so that won't count. But give me a second. Ooh, that would be nice for Brawls. We would get some
reward shares
points. That would be nice.
Hmm.
I'm gonna replay it real quick because I can't tell. So I got 11 DC. I got 11.419 DEC. I got plus 50 rating on it, but I'll have to look at it. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's turn it off. Skip. All right, here we go. So actually for this one, my capture is actually 22.33. So I must have let it rest a little bit. Okay. But my season points, I got 15,836 for it.
So you probably could have got, I don't know, between like 60 to 70,000 if you multiply that out by the
probably. Right. And so my reward bonuses were for the win streak, I had plus 10%, gold cards plus 10%, which actually is a big thing, I think. Beta cards plus 5%, and then the guild bonus was plus 15%.
Yep. Really so see, nice. I'm looking at this, and the average reward shares in Champion is about 70K.
Yeah.
So that's how much you're going to start earning on a regular basis, which is going to be really nice considering that the daily focus. Let's not do new focus. Yep. But the daily focus, you will only need 90,000 for your first chest.
Yep.
So as soon as you get back to 100%, if you allow it to go to 100%, you'll be earning a ton more per day.
Yes, which is so the beginning of the season was play more and just focus on just spamming and getting as many wins as I could.
Yeah.
From here on out, I want to maximize retaining my rating, right? So playing smarter, right? Like normally when I'm playing, who said this? I think it was Dwayne said this. The days of playing Splinterlands while you're watching television and just click, random cards, those days are over. Right?
Yeah, you can't throw away any games anymore.
Yeah, it's like you want to be focused and attentive and looking at your opponent's past battles and formulating strategies, yeah, you really have to pay attention, or you will take those string of losses, right?
Hmm.
Which will be bad. If I go back to Diamond 3, or Diamond 1, I'm sorry, I'll be really upset.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
It's a good thought by Dwayne though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
In bronze, I got about 120 points. Silver 3, I got 1,000. Yeah, the jump between bronze and silver is very significant. I think that's the highest jump that we see. And just going back to this sheet here, you can see like from bronze to silver, that's almost like a 15x in terms of your average reward share. So bronze is really still somewhat nerfed, but although you can earn a lot in bronze still,
Sure.
but as soon as you're in silver, like the silver to gold jump is 4x and then about 3x and 2x.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the motivation, right? Let's be honest, right? The motivation is for players to continue the progression. You're no longer stopping where you feel comfortable. That's exactly, I mean, that's what I did, right? I would stop
Yeah.
when I'd accomplished the goal, and they've taken, they've added a net, right? So that I can only go down, but so far.
Yeah.
I think the end of season reset, though, I think it's harsh. I do think it's harsh, right? Just to go down so much further.
But isn't
it,
it necessary?
I don't know. I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't
to
know
make
why
that
they implemented it in the first place, right?
to
So
make sure you're right. I know. Maybe I just have like a grandfather bias, whatever it is. All right, like it's
yeah, I mean, again, it's the rules. I mean, if that's what they say the rule is, then and they apply it equally to everyone, which they do.
yeah.
It is what it is, right?
It just I mean they really make everybody grind at the beginning,
Yeah,
in order to get
right.
something out of it.
And if we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't do it.
Exactly. So in bronze, I got about 120 points. Yeah, silver, you can get a ton more. So gathering the magic is saying ECR doesn't matter. Just rent gold cards and get a 50 to 60%
There you go.
bonus.
Absolutely.
So gold card value going up.
Yep.
My brother in silver hit 8,000 points. Nice.
Nice.
I think average diamond players without Kitty, Yod, and Llama are the most impacted by the new reward system. Hey, that's me. Doubling the investment to max out a CL deck isn't worth at the moment unless you can compete in champion. Well, that's one of the struggles, is the fact that I don't have any of those three. Now, I think again what we've proven is that Kelia can compete with some of the highest, but if I don't have a water focus, it's a struggle out there. So yeah.
As a community, to be honest, I think we should come together and start to talk about counters to those two, right? Using the modern cards. So we can Kelly is that's it. That's why Kelly is so popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how would I do that with Quicks, right? What is a consistent counter to those two cards? Same thing for Death, right? How would I counter that? How would I do that with Earth and each one? I think once those counters come out, and with the new rewards cards, it's possible, right? Yodin is easily countered now with the Reflection.
I haven't even have you put that into play at all? I haven't touched the new meta. I want to get that legendary guy. I mean, I'm not going to go buy one, but I want to get the legendary guy because I would love in blast rule sets and against Yodin to park him behind somebody with taunt. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like taunt right at the front, and then it's just like all blast damage means nothing at that point.
Yeah, and actually, I will say, I mean, you've heard me say this. I know there's a lot of hate on Waka, but man, it has gotten me a lot of clutch wins.
Yeah, and we should do a segment on that where you start to share some of your best Waka battles, because I think people just they like to hate on Waka, right? Because it's super expensive and it was very exclusive. Now I've told you this already, that I think that Waka is not as dominant as many people were expecting, or even as much as you were expecting, but he still comes through quite a bit.
So I'm going to tell you this. So if you go to Summoner's Lab, right, he is pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not even familiar. What's this?
It's off of everybody's. So yeah, Summoner's Lab they do the charts.
For Splinterlands.
So I'm gonna pull up Waka real quick. I'll share it with you. Let's see, cards.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, well, let me just bring it up real quick.
All right, let me get a couple more comments in here while you're doing that. So Olive, thank you so much for the insight. I agree with you. I mean, I'm one of those diamond players that's affected right now. Icy Flow with a 470 DEC chest. I know that seems small now, right? After the season, they're going to nerf bronze chests. Too easy to get. I get 15 to 20 a day easy, and we'll hit 150 chests for season end. I don't think that they're going to nerf bronze, though. I don't think they have the incentive to, because the bots aren't here to farm the rewards anymore, and I don't think they're going to mind if people do that instead.
Yeah, I agree.
I think my highest bronze one was around 1200. Nice, Zach.
Here we go.
Need to add carbon multiplier to the higher level.
Share screen.
9 to 11. Okay. Or allow us to downgrade chests and get more of the lower level chests. That would be interesting. Oh, we'll get back to this in a second. So let me change.
So
I'm not familiar with this website.
Yeah. So
what is it? What is it? Just summonerlab.com?
It's summonerlab.com. And what it does is it brings up pricing charts, but also additional data, right? So if you look at, I think this is against all levels of play. It has a win rate of 65%.
Wow. This is a whole, okay, man. So you learn something new every day. I did not even know I had heard people getting this data from somewhere, but I had no idea where it was coming from.
Oh yeah. So I love it. So because it helps validate some of the things I think, and it gives me strategies, right? So who it's strongest against? Well, funny that it's red, right? Weakest against, right? It's weak against blue or water, right? Best teammates and best rule sets, right? So again, not everything is good against rule sets, and I've actually done this, right? My key is to spread poison everywhere.
That's so
and a card that I never used, Gem Meteor, which I said when I first bought Waka was going to be a big thing. Oh man, Gem Meteor and Waka together, it is outrageous.
Really? Okay, just due to the speed?
Well, no, the fact that it does scattershot
with poison.
Yeah. With poison, yes. So, but anyway, and again, against, armor rule set, again, I'm going right to the, doing damage regardless of the armor, right? Regardless of armor repair. So yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's crazy that Myler's still at the top of this list.
Oh, so you're looking, yeah.
Shows just how dominant he is. I'm looking at summoners, so.
Oh yeah. So let's see. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Why is that not? There we go. So let's go explore. There we go. Summoners. So yeah, so you can click on any of these, right? And actually it even gives you market cap, right? So you can see the most expensive cards. Of course, Yoden and Kitty are at the top. And then you can, select them. So there's the price. So actually Myler's gone down a bit.
Oh yeah, I bought my Mylers at $50. So yeah. $50 per BCX. So it's
right. Well, same as me buying the other one. What is it? Oops, sorry. Why can't I ever remember his name? Alster. Yeah. So I mean, look at that. I mean, the dip on that. But anyway, it's a super good site just for. I use it to identify best matchups, right? So if I see a matchup that I'm not, fully comfortable with, or I keep losing to, then I will look at pretty good counters, right? Which help me to get back to champion quicker.
Yeah. So. No, this is great. Well, thank you for sharing this. I had no idea where people were getting this data from. I'm gonna explore it in much more detail. Yeah. All right, I want to get back to what Icy Float said here. So they're saying they need to add a card multiplier to higher level chests, which I agree with, because, and this is what I was saying for champion chests. Like, I don't think you want to get common rewards cards. So, like, what if they just removed? Like, how would you feel if they removed all common rewards cards from champion chests? Because you could probably just go buy them on the market for super cheap anyway. Or would you want? Like, what if you never, like, in a champion chest, you were guaranteed to never open, a common rewards card. It was always going to be rare or higher.
I don't know.
Would you feel like you're missing out, or would you feel like the value, the floor value of what you're getting just raised significantly, like 5x?
Ask me the question again. I want to make sure I understand.
Sure.
Yeah.
So right now you get champion chest. There's like a 50+% chance that you're going to get a card. What if I was to tell you that you were guaranteed to not get any common cards. They were only going to be rare or higher.
So that's interesting, right? Because, all right, let's use a real example then. I would have gotten or could have gotten a Flesh Golem as a reward. I don't know if that was a reward card, but there are reward card. There are cards that are similar to that.
Sure, yeah.
Even common reward cards have value, right? You just need more of them.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know that I would want to do that, right? Because again, there's no telling what. I mean, let's pick a reward. Let's pick a common card, right? So, oops, hold on. Yeah, isn't Wood Nymph a common card? Yeah, it was a reward card, right? So there we go. So that card at one point was worth pennies, right? It's a common reward card worth pennies. And now, if you look at it, these prices are pretty incredible, right? So let's see. For one, yeah, $2.59.
Well, essentially, what I guess I'm saying is that you would be guaranteed from a monetary standpoint to receive a card that is at its lowest value 5 cents, right? Like one of the current rare cards versus a Venard Heatsmith, which is worth like 1 cent.
Right now it's worth 1 cent, right? So
correct. Yeah. But so, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, again, it's percentages on your gains on your whatever that reward is, right? I could have 100 common cards, or I could have 1 legendary card. Ultimately, I think they'll equal the same thing, right? We see that with let's use summoners, right? So let's look at. Oops, hold on. Let's look at the Chaos Legion. Hold on. Why is that not doing that? Huh? That's odd. So if you look at this, the summoners, right? Quicks is a legendary, and the rest are
rare.
But they cost around the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all going to be around the value of the card, right? If I get a really good, like what is it, Pelacor Bandit? That's a common card, right? But when that sells out, it's going to be highly sought after. Same thing for the Mercenary, right? It's all about the supply. And no matter what level card it is, you're going to want those cards when they sell out, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my theory. It's not financial advice, but these assets, I haven't seen them really go down and stay down, right? They always seem to go up. So it's timing. Yeah. It's the amount of time. True. Now, what I would say, right? So let's take value out of it. Let's take investment out of it, and just the ability to play the game.
Sure.
Oh, I would want legendaries all day long, right? Because that's going to help me win, right?
Yeah. Well, again, that's right. So right now the only, and I think this is what Icy Flow's trying to get in terms of like card multiplier, unless it's like he's actually talking about like the quantity, but I'm figuring more like quality, right? So the only thing is that you have an increased chance of getting a legendary, and one of the things that people ask is like, well, what if I also want like an increased chance of getting an epic card? Right, because the chances of you getting an epic card versus a rare versus a common are all the same technically. It's only legendaries that have been impacted. And I just feel like at the higher levels, you'd want the higher value and potentially higher impact cards, right? Sure, Pelacor Bandit's like literally one of my favorite cards. It's a common rewards cards right now, but it's one of my most used cards.
Yeah, agreed.
Yet at the same time, it's also going for like a penny or 2 cents. So if I get to choose in my chest, if I can get that or more Jin Chihuahuas, which are going for 25 cents, so that I can get the Jin Chihuahua, sell it, and buy 12 Pelacor Bandits, I'd prefer that. You know what I mean? I just don't know how that they would code something in like that.
Right. Well, I wouldn't. If I were a developer, I'd be like, no, we're not doing that. So, however, I would. So this is a classic conversation of value of a card versus a price of a card, right?
Sure.
The value is there because it helps you win. The price is low because of the supply. Nothing you can do about that.
That's a good way to look at it, yeah.
Why you stop printing them, right? That time will come, right? I think that given this new reward system, we're going to burn through a lot of these reward cards, right? We're going to get to the end way faster than we think because everyone's playing, everyone's opening, getting these, much more likely to get these cards as rewards, right? Much fewer potions, right? And that's a big increase in terms of how many of these cards we're minting.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, I want to pull up the printing for these new
Yeah,
rewards
I
cards
love that. I
because
love that site. Yep.
yeah, I got called out by some people for being very what's the term? Clickbaity with that video that I posted.
Yeah.
So
Well.
I just want to see, but I couldn't believe how fast they were being printed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
here,
It's
do you mind if I take a screen
everything's
now?
on overload right now, right? So
Yeah. Like, see, check this out. We were at we were at 0.5% just a couple days ago. Now we've gone up by 0.1. Now I'd have to run the math on this again, but if we get above 1% by the end of the season, that's going to be
yeah, it's
crazy.
insane. Yeah, that's insanity. So now here's what's interesting. Yeah, there we go. So look at
These are the older ones.
the commons right at the bottom. They're ticking up too, right? So look at that.
Oh, here the 57%.
Everything that's rare, even the rares, that's insane. No, those aren't rares. No, those are rewards. I'm sorry.
I know all this stuff is public on the blockchain, but has anybody actually compiled how many reward chests are being given out now versus how many were being given out before?
Don't know. I'm sure it's out there, right? But
Well, again, that data is all public, but I'm just curious if somebody's done the actual work of compiling it.
yeah, I'm sure if I had to guess, I would say one of the other streamers is going to do that. I would say if I had to guess, it would be Tales of the Crypto.
Tales of the Crypt Master loves to dive into.
Yeah,
yeah, he loves to dive into it. So I always enjoy the content he brings. All right, hold on. I want to go back to this one from Icy Flow.
Yeah.
Would or allow us to downgrade chests and get more lower level chests. So let's say people are having like buyer's remorse of like going too high into a league and therefore not being able to earn much. What should be the penalty if one should be added, and what should be the fee to pay that penalty to get back? So for example, let's say I wanted to stop earning champion level chests because they're so difficult and I'm in diamond. Can I have the option? And if I do have the option, what should I pay? Is that like a voucher? Is that, I don't know. Or again, a valid answer is to be like, you made your decision. Now you live with it for 2 weeks until the end of the season.
That's your downgrade right there, right?
Okay.
So you have the choice to end the season in whatever rank you want. You pick that, right? I choose champion, but I could have stopped at diamond last season, or even gold if I really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think the reality is alts are going to play a major component in all of this. Right. So for me, I have tons of cards that were never being used in my collection, right? That are in that gold, level. They're in the gold level. And now, rather than just having them sit there, I'm now delegating them to alt accounts and playing. Right. While my ECR is resting on my main, right? I haven't even gotten to my son's account yet because we're in the middle of a brawl. But the moment we're done with that brawl, I'm now going to send the cards over there.
Cards over there. Yeah.
So, and again, the game is still fun. I'm still competitive. I reached champion with my son's account, and so I'm actually missing out on the opportunity to get more chests there, right? Yeah, but I didn't go into this season with that strategy of how I was going to manage alt accounts. Now that I have a couple of days in, I think I would be much more prepared and have a better strategy around that.
Yeah. Ooh, I love this idea. Gather the Magic saying need to have a store for chests where you can spend your daily focus points on the level of chest you want.
That is interesting.
No, that's not fair, because you know what? I'd play a couple of games in champion or diamond, and I would literally buy 5,000 bronze level chests just to farm the rewards.
There you go.
So
well, I mean, but that's still a great idea, though. I got to tell you,
it's interesting. It's interesting. It's very intriguing. It's just I think it's going to get exploited by champion level players.
Oh, wait. You could use vouchers then.
Okay, well now you have my attention. Yeah, again, I've been complaining about voucher utility, so now you got my attention.
Just a percentage of a voucher to go along with your points. That would be great.
That could be interesting. I don't know. I'm intrigued by the idea. I think it can be exploited or gamified too much, because I will tell you right now that based on the amount of chests that I'm seeing people open from bronze, even playing it like diamond and getting champion level chests, I get a little envious. So why wouldn't I take all of my diamond level focus points and buy again 5,000 bronze chests and open them up on stream? That'd be totally worth it.
But here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, outside of the not getting what I want, right? In terms of rewards, I kind of like the new system. I'm playing more
I do too, yeah.
than I ever have. It's fun, right? It's competitive. We got rid of the bots, and the irony is now everybody wants the bots back, right?
Everyone's like, the bots aren't here to rent my cars. Oh no!
Oh my god! So so I mean, it's good times, right? Like we're having so much fun. Things will settle back down again, and we'll get back into the grind. But for now, it's just been super interesting.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And the ability to spend a voucher or DC to reset your ECR. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Godzilla talked me out of this the last time he was on. So no more spending vouchers to reset your ECR because he was, well, actually, and then I saw somebody respond to him with a thoughtful reply too, but it's essentially like pay to play, right? Or pay to win. So that could be the exploit where people who have money could essentially just play with unlimited ECR then and just be earning and farming rewards, which I get. So yeah, I don't know.
So we talked about this as well, right? So what about staking, your staked SPS?
Okay. I'll send you a message.
Did I talk to Siri?
Okay, no, I talked to Siri messaging somebody totally random. I don't know what that was about. It was about to literally just say what I said to you in a text message. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Please. So staked SPS could be a utility right there, right? So that would increase, and again, nothing unreasonable, right? But have a boosted ECR, regeneration would be great, right? And I mean, I'm sure that people that are invested in the game would stake tons of SPS to have an increased ECR, which is really the only problem I see. That's the only thing that's stopping me from playing right now.
I would love it too, because as we were talking about earlier in the video that I posted this morning too, like I'm so disappointed, not so disappointed. I'm somewhat disappointed about the node rewards coming early, because I think that devalues the staking of my SPS, right? Or in a certain context. So I'm looking for more utilities for vouchers. And I think one of the things that I had mentioned, or I discussed with Godzilla when we had the last live stream, is you can't reset your ECR. But let's say if you have, I don't know, what's a minimum? I think we said like 10,000. Let's say if you have 10,000 staked, then your ECR, whenever you play a game, it doesn't reduce by 1%, it reduces by 0.9%. So your ECR goes down lower every time, which I think could be significant. And maybe there'll be certain thresholds, and these would all be moving because, as more people come into the game, the thresholds would lower because there'd be more tokens, but also potentially more players. But
I mean, the thing
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think the thing here is we've determined that people want to play more, right? They'll make time for it.
Yeah.
And so, but the ECR system, right, prevents people from playing when they want to play. And again, that's not exactly true, right? Because I continued playing regardless of ECR. I had ignored it, but I was not able to maximize my rewards. And right now, because now I'm at the stage where I want to maximize my rewards, I have to stop playing. I don't want to stop playing.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and I'm sure the team has thought through this, but just for our own kind of brainstorm here. Where do you want people investing into the game? Because let's put it this way: like, is the Dark Scholar? Did you just create that account from scratch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was, last.
So, and that's probably not a perfect apples to apples comparison, but many people are starting new alt accounts right now. Yeah. So the idea is everybody wants to play more, or at least a significant amount of players want to play more. And in a way, ECR is disincentivizing them from doing so. So therefore, they are making an alternative investment by buying another account and either buying the cards or renting the cards or doing whatever they need to do in order to utilize that account.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the question is there a way to, instead of making them invest in another account because the team is trying to not do that, why don't you give them some incentive to invest in the SPS token?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, so instead of like putting that money towards another account, put it towards the SPS token. So now their ECR doesn't come down as much. And those who have invested in the game more highly get the benefits. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things here that you can do with SPS that just, it boggles the mind that almost a year in, it doesn't have, like, barely has any utility.
So what does Godzilla say? Don't bet against Yabba. I'm sure he's thinking
that was Masshole.
Oh, was it Matt? Oh, that's right. That was
Masshole.
Right, that's right. Yeah, Masshole did say. Said don't bet against him. So I'm sure that they've had these conversations, and some of them were rejected. I'm sure some of them might get another view. Again, at the end of the day, we all want to play, and what's important to Splinterlands, right, is more screen time from the clients, right, so that we continue to play, that we continue to advocate for the game. You and I spend a lot of time talking about the game instead of playing the game, right? So I want to talk and play, right? So
yeah, no, that's a good point. Icy Flow had the same idea. Very nice. Kim reacts. No, you are not late. The party starts now that you're here. Now we can finally celebrate. So Jeremy, gotta be a great time to level up your dragon deck. So much scope to mix things up if you get that focus. Yeah, dragon has been the most fun for me so far. Although, as I was telling Darkestnyte privately, I think I've had 5 different focuses so far, and 3 of them have been water. So somebody at Splinterlands loves me. They keep giving me water.
Your best for sure.
Win rate for summoner could be skewed because of rule sets. Yes, agreed. Yeah, I'm not taking that as an absolute. What if they remove all common regular forwards cards and guarantee gold foil common if you're playing a champ league? Okay, that's kind of what we were discussing.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, I'll be honest, that would be nice, but then the value of gold foil cards would drop because the supply would go up, right? The reason why gold foil cards are valuable is because of limited supply. So I don't know if I don't like
unless the print rate didn't change, but it's just all of them ended up going to the champ level players. I think that may be what he's trying to get at.
Yeah, but then what's your motivation for people? So a gold level card is much more significant for somebody at the lower level than someone at the higher level, right? I would love for the new player experience to be positive around rewards. And so a bronze level or silver level player getting a gold card is significantly more impactful. And
I don't think Justin's saying you can't do that. He's just saying that for you playing in champion, you're guaranteed to never get a common reward again. Or if it is a common reward, you get it as a gold foil.
Right. So yeah, so specifically common, right? I know it's good for the community, and I know it's good for myself.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I think your answers show just how much you want the community to benefit from it. Because who wouldn't want that?
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes. Let's say yes.
Yes. All right. So I got 13 common cards in my daily focus in diamond. Oh, see, while I got almost the same amount in with bronze. See, so everybody's kind of complaining about the same thing here. Yeah. I just think you need higher level cards. But I don't know how they do that in a fair way. So daily focus rewards are like on steroids, DEC and cards. Is this sustainable? I don't know. I think so. I think people underestimate how much was getting farmed before. But then again, when I look at the print rates, which is what we have up here, if all of a sudden we're farming a lot more, the good thing is that it's being farmed by more people rather than bots, because we know bot accounts, many of them have been taken offline.
Yep.
But I don't know.
So let's talk about that, right? So look at that for the common level cards. Remember, we talked about this with Masshole. There's a certain point when people say, hey, this is about to go out of print. And I think we're almost there, right? So with the common reward cards, we're at 57.6. When that hits whatever number, I think we said 70%, people are going to go, whoa. And then I think you'll start seeing price spike. Again, how much? Have no idea, right? But we are reaching the end of that print cycle. And if you look at those cards, right? Again, I like the common ones because they're so OP.
Yeah, they are. It's crazy.
Pellicor Mercenary, right? The Deceiver, which he doesn't get a whole lot of love, but that's a great card. I've won games because of that one, right?
Yeah.
Heatsmith, when you combine it with anything with thorns, it's great, right? The Gargoyle Lion, I mean, Luke loves that one. Conjurer, we know that's just ridiculous, right? And the Bandit, right? Ridiculous. They're all like excellent cards. And again, they're just giving them away for free. But that will eventually come to an end.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Naga Assassin, right? And again, I'm not trying to pump up cards or anything like that, but that's a 2 mana card that gives speed. Or
At the highest level, yeah.
Like, wow. And you combine that with, let's say, Supply Runner, right? And with Kitty.
And with Kitty. I mean, Kitty's enough.
4 speed for everybody on the team. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So anyway, yep.
No. I agree with you. I like it. Like I said, I'm still stacking these old rewards cards. So every time I get a new one, I'm selling it and I'm buying the old rewards cards in its place.
So I think losing your quiet season chest for that league would be enough, same as daily. So many things.
Oh, okay. That's actually
do that now. Yeah.
So like let's say like I'm like 5 days into champion and I'm not happy with the amount that I'm earning. If I'm willing to forego the 20 chests that I've earned to start earning in diamond, you know what I mean? I don't know.
But would you do that though? Right?
Well,
I mean, is the opportunity for the new diamond chest better than with the 20 champion chests you've already gained? I would go with the champion chest just based on the math.
Yeah. Well,
but again,
I don't know.
Choice though, right? That's a choice.
I'm trying to figure out how I would game the system. And I think that what I would do, right, if all I had to do was pay that price of like coming down, all I would do is I would end every season in champion. I would let my ECR rest for that first day.
Yep.
I would come in, and if I got a good focus like I did for like with this time around with water, when my ECR was at 100%, I was able to earn like 7 chests that first day.
Yep.
So I could earn 7 champion level chests, and sure, that would also equal roughly 7 champion level end of season chests. But then I forego those 7 and I drop back down to diamond for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I don't know. Will it be worth it?
Gaming the system, right? That's not gaming the system. You're just making a choice at that point, right?
Yeah.
So
well, I'm trying to figure out how to game the system, because if I can figure out how to do it, I'm sure many others will figure out how to do it, and then it becomes an exploit, right? Because then if people can scale up on it, so it's not that I'm trying to I'm not trying to intentionally ruin the game, but if I can think of a way to exploit something, then I know that I'm not the only one, and it's just a matter of like scaling it up with something like bots.
Yeah, I see it.
Olive, getting a single potion in a champ chest is currently the most frustrating experience in the game. Maybe worse than getting 1 credit while opening old bronze chests. Yeah, I mean, what potions worth like what? 4
yeah,
cents?
they should get rid of potions altogether.
Oh, from champion level chests?
Yeah, absolutely. You should not. I mean, because again, you've already made the investment. If I want potions, I'm just going to buy them.
You're just going to buy them.
I'm just going to buy them, right? So
I would not be opposed to that.
Yeah, just get rid of them.
All right. Okay. Limit spending DEC or a voucher to reset your ECR once per 24 hours. I like your suggestion of staked SPS to increase ECR regeneration. Yeah, I think that's again. I know that the team's like thinking this through and they're working through, and it takes a while to implement something as game changing as using upending what the current ECR system is. But it's just like you have these tokens that have no value, right? SPS and vouchers that have no ongoing value. And it's just, you could give them something like this. Now, maybe I'm not thinking through how it could be exploited, but that's because I'm not spending as much time thinking about it. We just get these ideas and throw them around.
So, I mean, here's the thing, right? So if you stake, at the minimum, it's a week before you can take out 25%. So you can't stake and then unstake, stake and unstake, right? It's well, you could, right? But it's a week before you could even get access to that.
Yeah.
So I think it would be great. Now, could we think of a downside for the community? Maybe. But and again, if you look at the amount of stake, there are now more staked SPS than unstaked, right? So
yeah. Well, a lot was burned because a lot was burned for the DAO stuff. So or the validator nodes.
So anyway, I mean, so that's a big deal, right? That it shows increased faith, continued faith in the future of the game, right? From a financial perspective, because I could sell, all of the SPS that I've been getting, but I think I wouldn't do that. Well, I wouldn't do it now because it's low, right? But if it doubled in price, would I sell it? Absolutely not.
I mean, if they were to do this, like if they were to do, put like staking some SPS
Mhm.
for, if they were to offer staking SPS as a way to like reduce the ECR.
Yeah.
I just want to throw a number in here because I just calculated this out. I think I put 10,000 SPS as like a kind of nice baseline for that. And
Yeah.
10,000 SPS is 0.0, we'll just say 0.09. It's 900. It's $900. So it's not a small amount.
Yeah.
Right. But if we were to do that, and you have 150,000 players in this game, or 150,000 accounts that are actively playing, if they all tried to do it, that's 1.5 billion SPS. There's only 800 million in circulation right now, and there will only ever be 300 billion minus whatever gets burned.
Right.
So, I mean, look, you even reduce it to 1,000 SPS. That's a $90 investment. That's actually probably more palatable, right? For especially people in like the lower leagues. So let's say you reduce it to 1,000 SPS. If you have 1,000 SPS stake, you can reduce your ECR generation by 1% or 0.5% or like 0.1%.
SPS sales would go through the roof, I think.
Well, it's just like, why wouldn't you want to get it? Because now everybody wants to have at least 1,000 staked, and that's 150 million SPS getting locked up across 150,000 accounts. If we actually have 4x or like 400,000 players, I don't know. Like, it's just there's so many things you can do here.
But here's the thing, right? The bots would want to do that too.
Which is great, because then the bots can take that SPS and lock it up.
Now the bots now have to participate in the economics of this, right? And so, sure, they could not participate. Their ECR goes to trash, and they stop benefiting, right? But if you stake, let's use that word. You stake, right, and you're supporting the economy of which you're taking so much from, then we all win from that perspective. Heck, maybe they could have started that first and then give us the reward system we have now.
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys. There's so many ways that you could make staking SPS worthwhile. Again, it doesn't even need to be that much. I think actually 10,000 SPS is a little high, but even 1,000 SPS, like that's $90. That's a couple of cards right there, right? Like a couple of cards high level cards that you wouldn't buy in order to increase your. So I think that makes sense. I don't know. 1,000 SPS just doesn't seem.
So maybe that's something we should definitely post in the Mav chat, right? And just make a use case for that.
Yeah.
Or, some good rationalization. Hey, we could ask Gank to do it. He's like,
you know what's funny? I was just gonna say, like, my interaction in the Mav chat is usually like I'll just chime in here and there. I don't. I keep my opinions. I keep my opinions here on this channel because it's safe and I can just chat with the people. And then, like, if it gets posted there, that's fine.
Right.
But people are very, you know how Michael Saylor talks about like the Bitcoin community? It's like a hornet's nest.
Oh,
it's like sometimes like any kind of criticism you post in there are just meant like, stop spreading the FUD. And I'm just like, oh my God, like really, like somebody just has like a critically thought out, like well thought out point of feedback. And then everyone's just like, stop spreading the FUD or stop. I'm just like, all right.
Well, when you have a macro that says stop spreading the FUD, it's kind of easy, right? No, but these are
so yes, I do want to get Gank to do it. I think if Gank does it, I'll back him up.
So here, here's the not problem. It's not even a problem, right? You have super intelligent people. You can tell that these guys are brilliant. But when you when you combine intelligence and passion, that's what you get, right? Like, people aren't going to back down, right? I love what I'm talking about, and I have the intellectual chops to battle you on it. I mean, you get what you get. So
yeah. No, it's good. I enjoy the map chat. I'm not trying to hate on the maps. I'm just saying that like I try to be confrontational and non-controversial in there because it's as good as it is and as good as the discussion is, it's not the best forum for like really discussing ideas, and people tend to get heated much more quickly, right? Like it's so much easier for me to explain. Like for example, like you had a question about the video that I posted this morning. So it's much easier for me to explain that to you over the phone than going back and forth via text, right? Because a lot gets lost, the intentionality of it, the mindset, and that gets like exponentially more confusing and misleading if you have like a chat with 4,000 people in it or however many people are in there.
Well, it's information without empathy, right? So no one's trying to
Good way to
understand
put it.
how people feel about something, right? And their point of view, it's the facts, right?
Yeah.
And facts only from their perspective, which I don't mind. I stay out of mad chat, right? Sometimes I'll go in and say, "Hey guys," and then I dip right back out. So
I've never seen you chatting in there.
just no more than to say hello
You don't want
and
to say hello.
playing. I'm too busy playing.
All right, that's a good place to be. All right, so Gathering the Magic. Yes, I did see this. The video I have coming out later will reference this a little bit, but just for everybody who's here right now,
That's a good.
have you
I
seen
think
these
that's
charts?
I have, and I think it's a great thing.
Look
Right.
at that. Look at that.
But it's temporary. Like, I'm going to tell you, this is temporary, right? Literally, the bots are being recoded now. It's going to right back to normal. Because we're not going to walk away from that investment, and there's too much rewards right now, right?
They're not. It's not going to be at the same level though.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if we stay around like the 200 to 250 region for a while. But that again, like that's real people or accounts that are contributing members of the economy.
Right.
And I don't mind it being lower. In fact, like again, I mean, I said all these things in this video that's going to post later, but like I appreciated the fact that the team made this update because they knew this was going to happen.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
They knew they were going to take a hit on the metrics, and whether that's from a vanity or a marketing standpoint, they knew that was going to happen, and they did it anyway.
So here's a question for you, right? Is it better to have roughly 200,000 without the bots of real active players, or do we think we want some percentage of bots to be in the community?
No, I mean, it's always going to be the former, right? Like I think there were too many arguments against bots, like exploiting certain situations.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm not anti-bot, but like there were so many instances of like win trading and all these different things. So to reduce the incentives for bots by making them invest more into the economy in order to get something from it, I think is great, because that's how it should be for all players, all accounts that want to interact with the ecosystem. So I'm all for it. I mean, look, from a marketing standpoint, they were almost at a point where they could say we have almost 500,000 daily active users. They can't say that anymore. But I'd say that even if we were only at 100,000 players, like 100,000 players who are actively passionate about this game and are, I don't know, that to me still has a lot of value to it. And in the long run, I don't think it matters.
Right. So I'm going to tell you what I heard you just say, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we don't really care about the automated gameplay, right? What we want are bots that act more like humans than exploiters and extractors of value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's why we're neutral, right? Because yeah, as long as bots, how can I say this? As long as they're just automated players, right? As long as they act like a player and don't exploit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's the big thing. So, because when they exploit at such a massive scale that it has the ability to affect the economy. Yeah.
I mean, look, the thing is, whether it's a bot or, and I hope that this isn't the case anywhere, some slave labor camp in some third world part of the country where every 8 hours they have a human there playing the game, but the game is running for 24 hours a day, right? And these guys are being paid, being given peanuts just to survive on, to play this game because they can farm rewards out. Whether it's a computer or whether it's those people that are doing that, it doesn't matter. The behavior wasn't necessarily the fact that people were playing it. I mean, hell, like this video coming out later, I'm talking so much about it now, but like how, like for example, since the beginning of the season, you've been a bot.
Yeah, I have.
You've been playing nonstop, getting your ECR down. So I don't care about people who play all the time, whether they're bots or whether they're not. It was about the asset ownership and whether or not they were contributing members of the ecosystem, right? So like, I mean, like we've all had bot behavior since this thing launched anyway.
Yep.
So
agreed.
Yeah. Sorry, no disrespect to you or the bots. Just
I have no problem being referred to as a bot. I'm neutral, right? So I don't care.
But the title for the video dropping later is "We are the bots now." So that'll be fun. All right, all the common gold cards will start flying off the shelf once people realize the benefits to
already
focus points.
already happening.
Yeah. Looks sustainable. Was just checking out how much the EC is left in the pool at season. Was about 1.3 million at the previous reward. Yeah, I think it'll still be all right. I mean, I don't. If it wasn't sustainable and it broke this early, I would start to question. The amount of analysis that went into this.
I have no sympathy for you, Druid's Blood. How many times you beat me on QA? So good. I'm glad.
Drew's Blood beats me in the real game too. So
yes, same here.
It's rough out there at the moment. Great content, guys. Drew, it's good to see you here, though. But yes, the rivalries are real. Actually, but this is what makes it fun. Actually, playing at the higher levels is there's a lot of folks who like I recognize the names or I keep coming across them. I'm just like, yes, take them down.
Yes.
Whereas like I couldn't feel the same way about some account that was named Ron something 5,862.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah. All right, so almost at Champion League. I'm nervously excited. Oh, congratulations! You'll have fun. I'll have fun. Such exciting time in the game now. I think they changed the reward system to forget about land.
Oh, we'll never forget about land.
Land is coming out of refreshers. Yeah, land is going to be. How much is land going for right now? Should we check?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are you planning to get any more land? Are you happy with your bag?
I only have 4, right? I know that I'll regret it if I don't get more, right? Because now I bet it's about $200 if I had to guess.
Wait, where's? Oh wow! Look at how far plot dropped. There's not much volume happening.
Yep.
So $223.
Is that what it is? I can't see it.
Yeah, sorry, $223 right now for a plot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, about $200, right? So I remember when it was over $1,000, $1,200, right? So if it drops into the 100-ish some plus range, maybe. But I'll tell you what I really want. Scroll down and look at totems.
Oh yeah, you've been telling me.
That's what I really want. I want a totem, and I have.
Hold up, let me just search it here so we can get all of them because there's different rarities.
Yes, there we go. So what I want, and it's. I think the totem has gone up-ish, or let's stay the same, right? So yeah, the price for a totem, a legendary totem, is $3,000, right? But you know what the value of that is, right? And I think that's valuable. There's epic totem for 124. Maybe that's the way to go, right? I don't know.
But what is the value? They're not serving any purpose right now.
Well, they will, right? You can put the totem on your land to increase the
output,
the capacity, the output of that piece of land, right? So,
and that's been confirmed.
Oh, it's in their white paper, I believe.
Okay, all right.
So, and maybe you can do a video on that. Just go through land and all the stuff, right?
Sure.
But,
yeah.
I have 2 common totems, right? So the value of those is $25. I got them for free as part of the what do you call it? The raffle that they did.
Okay.
But price wise here, right? I mean, I want a legendary totem just because it says legendary,
Yeah.
right? Not for any other reason.
Yeah.
And I don't care what it does, right? So
I have 2 land plots, so I think I should grab just 2 common totems just to make sure I have something.
Okay. There you go. And again, like I said, I have 2. They could be totally inconsequential in value. Now, here's the thing with totems. They said is the initial grant was done through the raffle. They did say that you'll be able to find totems in game somehow. They just haven't said. Right?
Oh, so there's going to be more totems added?
Yes. I think this was 50% initially, and then there'll be another 50% out there. Again, my old man memory, right? So I just know that you'll be able to get more in the future.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Nobody likes a leech. I agree with that, Spikecoon. Spreadsheets everywhere. Just got another plot yesterday for 210. Nice. Makes number 3 for me. Yeah. Oh, now I'm losing to Spikecoon. I need to go and get another one.
Yeah. But again, you can sell some of the rewards, right? That the cards you're getting, and it's like I have the kitty fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody might have
start a land fund,
right? And now you're putting as much of those assets into that fund, and you buy them, when you are able to buy one. And at the end of the day, it's yours, right? To do with whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 right now. I don't know. Part of me is like, I need to max out my Chaos Legion deck. So that's like where so much of it
That
is
should be a
going
priority.
into.
Sure, I agree. That's a priority.
So, after that, I'll start. Well, here's the problem. After that, I'll start focusing on the new rewards cards. Then after that, I'll start focusing on Rift Watchers. So it's just like there's never going to be
Yeah.
enough.
Which is good, right? Because think of all the people that aren't focused on that. Every
Yeah.
day they go to the rental market and they rent and they don't,
Yeah.
gather up those resources. So eventually one day you might be an OG, right? Say, oh, I remember when.
I
And
remember when. Yeah.
exactly. All of this stuff was pennies, right? I remember when Pellicor Bandit was 1 cent on the marketplace, right?
When were totems given out with land essentially?
Yeah. So
Okay.
there was a raffle. So I had 2 at the time. I had 2 lands, and I believe they gave you raffle tickets for each land slot you had, and then you just logged in one day and it said, hey, the result of the raffle is you got this totem. So I ended up getting 2 common totems.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exciting. Super
Andrew holding on to the 1 legendary totem got from the raffle.
Oh yes. So I
deal.
tried to buy one from someone in guild, and they were like, "No way."
Well, how much does Saren supply? It's 222. That's very That's very little.
It's crazy. So congratulations, Andrew. Like, you are in the elite of the elite.
Yeah. Fierce Chicken, I agree. This has been great for the newer players, and I think it reinvigorated a lot of the interest for older players who had been playing at the lower levels. Again, I still think that, like, I know Darkestnyte is enjoying Champion, but I have a feeling that a lot of the other OG players who weren't playing before but came back just to test this out, they're going to leave again once the market kind of settles out and the rental market comes back in, especially if they have like gold or diamond level cards. They're going to go back to like doing whatever they were doing before, putting their cards up for rent.
Yeah, they'll rent them. Yeah, but again, they're here, and again, they're not gone, right? Wenland. So
Get Nate on for some exclusive.
Here we go. So they got a week of not hearing Wenland, and now we're back. So
it's back already.
Yeah.
Let's see. Totems in chess, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe in the future.
Maybe.
I wonder if they're gonna have a PvE thing versus when land comes out that could offer a chance to get totems from there.
Hard to say. It's not been implemented yet, right? So they can do whatever they want and have whatever process they want for putting totems in. But whatever it is, it's going to be cool, right? So and that's why I haven't actually bought my legendary totem yet, right? Because if I spend the 3K on it and all of a sudden they become much more common, and
there's only 1 available for sale.
And
it's being sold for roughly 6K, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. The last sale was on
March
2nd. Yeah, so 3 months ago. Wait, so I don't even know how much 11,900 Hive is. I wish they had the dollar price of Hive here somewhere.
Nice. Yeah, you got to figure it out. Well, actually, if you go up, it says right there. So that would be $3,000.
Yep. No, but this is the last price. So this was 5,500. Oh, but I guess okay. So that was the last price. But if this is based on the current price of Hive, which you know what here, that would actually help if I can see this. So Hive is currently trading for, oh come on, 55 cents. So what is that? 0.55 times 5,500. Yeah, 3,025. Okay, so yeah, it's roughly about that amount. Yep. So yes, it's trading for close to $6,000 right now. So I don't think you'd want to go for the totem just yet.
No.
Team Phoenix Rising. When is Rift Watchers coming out? Any definite date? No, there's no definite date until they actually put a post out. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if it. I think that August was the last kind of time frame that they've publicly stated, which means that I always want to give them like a month buffer. I do think that they're going to try and stick the Q3 landing, which means that it should come out hopefully by September. But I don't know if that means I don't know if that means like, they're going to do a 1 or 30-day pre-sale starting in September and then it launches in October. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I would say that I would say August or September are kind of the time frame that I'm thinking of right now,
So
which
just
which
look,
isn't too far out.
yeah. So just looking at kind of the way they've staggered everything, every month we've had some sort of change. So
Mhm.
I think we could, at a high level, estimate when it's going to happen, right? So this month we had, or like last month we had the rewards change. This month it should be Modern Wild, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So is it this month or next month?
It's probably next month.
Right. So what's the big change for this month, right?
Well, this was the big change for this month. I mean, it happened like May 31st, but
Yeah, there you go.
I counted as June.
Yeah. So
So
June, then next we have Modern Wild.
that'd be July.
July, we have the end of the airdrop, right? So
Yeah.
that'll probably be it for that. Maybe. And then what would be for August?
Well, that's
Like,
where I think Rift Watchers could come in.
yeah,
Now, the only thing is they've added this like node stuff into the mix for August, saying that
here we go.
they're trying to get it out. So
Yep.
I don't know if they're gonna leapfrog certain projects, right? Like because they're focusing on validator nodes, are they gonna push land back again? The way that I was kind of envisioning it, it's just like, okay, June you have, let's see, June you have the ranked rewards update, which is what we have and what we're
Yep.
going through. It's gonna be 2 seasons of that in June. I'm hopeful that we're going to get Modern and Wild after 2 seasons. So that would be
Yeah.
like the first week of July or the first season of July. July also includes the end of the airdrop, but that's not anything that they're doing necessarily. That shouldn't require any development work. It's just going to be a shock to the ecosystem,
Yep.
which meant that August as their like big thing which meant Rift Watchers as their big thing for August would make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I don't know if they're going to want to see how things shake out from the end of the airdrop. So maybe they push it to like mid to late August or maybe even September. And then that leaves land for like Q4 in October. That's kind of the time frame for like the big things that they have coming up over the next couple of months. I don't think they're going to get all of them out by the summer. And especially if Matt seems to be very focused on getting these validator nodes up and running sooner rather than later, I think that has the potential to leapfrog some of the other things to the annoyance of, I'm sure, many in the community if the validator nodes come on live. So
Yeah, but you just laid out a very logical time frame and the reason why, right? Like again, smart community, we all know what we know. There's the I want it now, my favorite songs now, versus what's good for the community, right? And sometimes, like the question I was asked earlier, right? There's something that's beneficial to me, but there are things that are beneficial to the community, and we have to make choices around that. How pissed off to be. So I mean, they're doing a great job, right? So if there's a valid reason, I don't think they're going to lie to us, right? And I don't think they're not going to perform. I think that they want to make sure it's done right. They've done an excellent job in caretaking the community in terms of products. And that's what Matt's job is now, right? Is product management. And he's doing a great job as far as I can see.
No, for sure. And this might be a this might be a rabbit hole that could be fun to dig into with you, but because I don't even know what the full implications would be. But let's say second half of the year, the SEC decides to get really interested in stable coins and interested in non-Bitcoin tokens, which they're a lot of the sentiment coming out from there is, are these securities rather than currencies or assets, right? And so should they be regulated in a certain way? In that sense, and I don't know how much decentralization would actually happen, but I think moving towards actually getting validator nodes up and running so that SPS becomes decentralized would be critical. Now, could the SEC still come down and hand slap Splinterlands, which is based in the US? Sure, but I just don't know. I don't know what the narrative around this is going to be over the next 6 months, because I think the Luna crash is definitely going to spur some kind of conversation from the SEC and government regulations. So even if it doesn't have an actual like utility, I wonder if the sentiment will be like, oh my gosh, we need to get this game decentralized, right? And so now nodes will become a bigger thing and people will want to become a part of that.
Right. So the reality is, we live in a globalized world. If the SEC comes down on any company, even Splinterlands or not, those companies can move out of the country. Nothing you can do about it.
True.
So, and then now you have no governance over it. So the SEC has to be very careful. And again, we're just getting super political here, but they can't stifle innovation, right? That would be super dangerous, especially that's what America's known for is innovation. And if you start stifling innovation, then companies have the option of just shutting everything down or going somewhere else where they can act, operate freely. That's reality. Yeah. And I know that they wouldn't want to do that, right? I think they would want to stay here in the land of the free and the home of the brave, right? But if pushed too far, there will be implications to that.
Yeah.
And I would hope there are smart people at the SEC, and I have no reason to believe that they're not, right? These are some of the best and brightest, regardless of whatever we believe politically, right? I think they're trying to balance the needs of the country versus regulation that is meant ultimately to protect the consumer. Right. Yeah. That's their job. That's their mandate, right? Is to protect the consumer. And I can't say whether they're doing a good job. I'm not privy to some of the information that they have, right? But our economy hasn't collapsed yet.
Yet, although we are preparing for it, right?
No, of course. So yeah, but I mean, all jokes aside, I think regulation will be a good thing.
Same.
Right? Same. So let's just get to it, right?
Yeah. The only thing is I don't know how heavy-handed it will be and what kind of, how much bullying in a sense could happen that could cause some fear, uncertainty, doubt, right? So that's, but again, we're getting probably far off the rails.
I do another video.
I do believe you hit the nail on the head though, where like the last thing they want to do is drive companies outside of the US, right? Because like I don't know, at least the way that I view it, like American culture, like our biggest export is our technology and our culture. Though when I think about it, right, it's for the longest time it was San Francisco and LA, right? We were exporting all of the innovation that was happening there. We were exporting all of the Hollywood culture that was happening in LA. And now what's interesting to see is, and we're going to get into a whole rabbit hole, so we don't need to go down there, but like it's interesting to see a lot of like South Korean culture coming to the US now, because I'm just like, oh, okay, so American culture is not necessarily losing its value, but a lot of other cultures are now like, for non-Americans here, like we get it. We're so like, we know what you think of us because we understand it. Like we only care about what's going on here. And now all of a sudden we're paying attention to what's happening in the rest of the world. And I think that's just due to the fact that with the internet over the past 20, 30 years, things have become so much more globalized that we can be like, oh, okay, there's like a whole other world out there. But the other side of that is now innovation. If innovation gets stifled, we're going to lose not just culture, but also a lot of the technology.
Absolutely. Yes. And by the way, my kids are very embarrassed by my love of K-pop.
Are you oh gosh, I can't remember what's their name called? BTS.
BTS. I'm sorry.
Yeah, BTS. Are you a big BTS fan?
So yeah, we were out one night. I was way down a rabbit hole. We were out one night. We went to a Korean barbecue restaurant.
My favorite.
It was my birthday, and I heard it for the first time, and I go, "What is that?" And both of my kids go, "Oh no." Because I get focused on things that I like, and that's all I can do. That's all I can focus on. And
that's awesome.
Weeks, that's all we listened to was K-pop.
I mean, did you take it to the next level and just start dancing in the aisles of the Korean barbecue restaurant?
Save that for another live stream. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Luke loves to dance on his live stream.
On his live streams?
Yeah.
I need to make sure I try to catch more of them.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good question to get. Yeah, let's go back to the game here. What's your new favorite new rewards cards? And do you think there's one that's overlooked? So I'll let you go ahead and answer first because I don't think I even have an answer.
The revealer.
Oh yeah.
I've that card, and I don't have one yet, right? But eventually I'm going to buy it. I'm definitely going to get it in gold, just because it fits so well with Waka.
The stun and immunity.
Yeah. Yep. So it'll be great for putting in
and the reflection shield too.
And yes, exactly right. So it'll prevent, Jotun, it'll be great against that. Fantastic for that. It has immunity for the poison rule set, which I absolutely hate. But of course, I'm poisoning everybody, right? So,
The only reason you don't like the noxious fumes rule set is
yeah,
because then it makes
yeah,
Waka somewhat irrelevant.
it does. But stun, whoa, like stun at first level, man, oh man, that's going to be awesome. And my team is loaded with stun, right? Lord of Darkness, Magi Necrosi, Cthulhu, now Revealer. I mean, almost every position in my team can have stun. Oh, it's crazy.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
And then
just wait until you get to the knockout rule set. That's gonna be so much fun for you. Knockout with Waka.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a double whammy.
Yeah, I think that's a great card. How about you?
I haven't done as much research. I think I'm gonna be super basic here and probably go with someone like Venator Kinjo. 2-mana card and just a slew of abilities that I think could make him. I don't know. I look at this card. I'm just like, there seem to be so many opportunities in which I could use them. So many different rule sets. Now, again, people are like he's a like Dr. Blight level.
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
And I mean, I don't know if he's that good, but I think he's going to come into a lot of great situations. Let's see here. And I don't know if you and I ever went through looking at some of these cards. I mean, Ever Hungry Skull is an interesting one, but it's very limited use case.
Yeah, I mean, the artwork looks phenomenal, but
Yeah.
I'm not like hot to trot on that one at all.
Yeah, I mean, I want to have one at some point, maxed out version, so that I can use it in like a no magic game or weak magic game. I think it'd be interesting for something like that. Let's see.
I think Kinjo is going to shut down Jotun like massively.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. I'll tell you my strategy right now. Whether it's a blast rule set, whether it's Jotun, whatever the case is, I am going to park. What's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Wave Brood. I'm going to play Kelia. I'm going to park Wave Brood at the front. I'm going to put a healer behind him, or I'm going to put Kinjo right after him, and I'm going to put a healer into the mix, and or like the Murdali Guardian who does heal and puts the armor back on, and Jotun is essentially done. Then I just like my 6-person team is literally those 3 cards that I mentioned. So Kinjo, Wave Brood, Murdali Guardian, and then I'm going to have Deep Lurker for opportunity, and I'm going to hit him on the back with Sneak Attack for Pelacor Bandit and Uraeus. And that's my 6-man team. I don't even know how much mana it is, but I'm telling you, anytime they go up against the Jotun or against the Blast rule set, I think they're going to be doing pretty well.
And then for the Lamacron, you have Vampiric Blossom, right? And even throw the Gargoyle Devil in there as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Gargoyle Devil's an older one, but how much is... Yeah, I don't know. This one I'm not as big on. I know it's good for...
Poison.
Against the cube, right?
Yep.
A pressing cube, yeah. So Llama Cube, this can come in super handy. Yep. But I don't know. I don't go up against.
It'll be niche for sure.
Yeah, I don't go up against any Llama Cubes. I mean, they're usually like at the higher ends of the league. This is a card though I really like, and I haven't used it yet, so I can't really speak to it. But I for 2 mana, and then if you get this thing up to like level 6, which is gold. I mean, just like I love the idea of like literally parking him on the back end of your team because he's got the dodge, and then he's gonna like build himself up with Scavenge.
Yep. So, and at highest level, right, 8 to give him Enrage as well. Oh man, that's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, I just see so many opportunities to pair him with some interesting and again, the rule sets would be like Super Sneak or Melee Mayhem or Opportunity.
Yep. Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities for.
But I think the key for that one is its cheap cost, right? Anything that has Enrage with a low price like that is going to it's going to be surprising wins on that one, right? It's just going to rip up anything on those low mana games.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's see here. Did they only add 2 epics? I thought there was a third one.
Tidebiter. That's a one right now. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's another one that's going to shut down Jotun, right?
Wait, did they really only add 2 epics? I thought they had added more.
I think it was only 2.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Why did I think there was 3 of each on these new rewards cards? No, you're right. Shoot.
Yep.
Oh, so they only added 11 cards, not 12.
Yes.
Ah, okay. The entire time they mentioned 12 cards, so I thought that there's 3 of each. Okay. Yeah, TIE Fighter is meh. I know he's got this ability, which I mean, like I could park him behind. Actually, I might end up parking him behind Wave Brood in that sense, because then at least he's got the reach.
He does, and at
And he's
high
only one more
level,
mana.
he has the
True Strike.
True Strike, yeah, which combined with, well, Kelly doesn't give a +1, but right, but you have the one that gives Inspire, so everybody's now doing extra damage, right? So
yeah. And in gold, he gets a 3 attack anyway. So 3 damage for 3 mana isn't bad. And he's fast.
good. Yep, and he's fast. Exactly.
All right, never mind. I guess I'd probably end up using that card in a bunch of different situations.
Yep.
Legendary. How do you like Countess Sinesh? Have you played with her yet?
I have not. I don't have her yet.
I mean, she feels like she's just a perfect fit for your Jotun deck.
No, she was a perfect fit.
Well, with Life Leech?
I think she's more perfect for Tarsa now. Because now she blast. She gets blast too.
Yeah, she gets blast anyway. Okay.
Yep. And she gives speed, right? That's going to be important, right? Tarsa doesn't give speed. Now she does, or it does. And you know my opinion of Affliction, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome. So Affliction will go where it's needed to prevent triage, right? So that's an anti-triage card.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So yeah. I think that's a super solid card.
It's not as OP without that Life Leech, though.
True, right? But again, we all knew that was OP.
Oh yeah, I called it. I said they're gonna nerf this thing.
Yeah.
Jared Scar is one that I want to find a way to use, because this to me, like even in gold, but maxed out 7 damage, True Strike, and piercing with Bloodlust. I mean, he's just gonna be ripping
Opportunity.
through.
Yeah, you're not gonna put him in front, right? But because
if you do, you'd have to put somebody with taunt to get the, you know.
Yep.
But
yeah,
opportunity.
Opportunity.
You're right. Opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity. Sneak. All that will be perfect.
Are there any modern
Melee Mayhem?
Modern Inspire for the Life team?
Yeah. The for the modern team, it would be the Shark, the Jagged Shark. Jagged.
This one?
No, Demented Shark.
No. I was talking about for Life, not for, because he's on the Life team.
Modern? I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's take a look. Oh, Chaos Knight. No, there you go.
Right. That's right. Chaos.
Oh,
Knight.
and Evangelist. If you get Evangelist up there too.
Yeah, it's an expensive card.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Chaos Knight. I think that one's undervalued a lot.
Yep. He's just so. The thing is, he's just so weak to Magic, but he's perfect for any non-Magic game. Yeah.
Not anymore with the new.
With the new. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I think his stock is probably going to go up a little bit too.
A lot, yeah. Like I would definitely get. Well, I have one in gold, right? But I realized that early on when it was so cheap to get it in gold. Early on it was super cheap. People just didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the truth is, I don't use it much now. But if I were to get the Grandmaster Wrath, he'd probably become one that I use a lot more.
Yeah, that inspires.
Six mana is tough to beat for shield, and then if you get Void Armor on top of that.
Yep.
Great. All right, Gathering Magic. Hopefully that answered your question. Land is so far away, I don't even think about it. I still think about it, but it is definitely far away. Kim reacts. All right, we just went through all the new rewards cards. I have not used any of them in a game, so everything that I was saying was all hypothetical. I remember when land is dropped in daily. Yeah, I love this. So
I got two. I got two that way.
So Andrew, Merlin's. I feel like we're getting a lot of like OG players on in the stream. So thanks for being here, guys.
It wasn't
fun to discuss and get your insight.
So I got mine from mystery potions, so not from daily quest chests.
But it's crazy that they used to drop in daily quest chests.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe they'll do it again.
Well, no more land.
Well, they're not all. I mean, I'm sure they have some in reserve, right?
I think they have some in reserve for what they want to do with it, because I think they want to have some like neutral land that isn't owned by players, so the company can like do certain things with it.
Oh, that would be cool. That'll be super cool.
So like when they talk about like the PvE environments and stuff, I think that's what they may be going after. Yeah. But I don't know. That Maybe that's.
You know what I want? I want to walk around the land in virtual VR. That's
Do you have a headset?
I do.
Which one? The Quest?
Nope. HTC.
Oh, I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always doing Star Wars. I do. My favorite game is Vader Immortal.
Oh, those are fun.
Yes.
I played that one a couple times. I don't think I've done the last one yet, but it's if you're a Star Wars fan, it just feels so cool to be in there.
If I'm a Star Wars fan.
If someone hypothetically were.
Yeah, I'm a super Star Wars fan.
Furious Chicken, ain't nothing but a heartbreak. Land will pump when we can open land packs to reveal areas.
I think so too. But for a little bit, right? So knowing what you have versus the utility, it's a hype cycle, right? Everyone's going to get super hyped, and then when you realize you have a land that you can't do anything with, it'll go back down. And the danger of knowing what you have is if you get a common land, you're going to be disappointed in that, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm expecting 2 common deserts at this point. So,
same.
If I go in with those expectations, then it can only go up from there.
But still have land, so it is what it is.
But I still have land. Yeah. I'll be a proud owner. There's gonna be a big aftersound banner like placed on those common deserts. Don't you worry. Nope. I like the new game changes. They're definitely going in the right direction. Awesome, Alex. I feel like we're seeing a lot of great feedback for it. So if you're checking what land in daily chests,
yes,
it was a crazy time. Don't worry, Furious Chicken. One day people are gonna be like, wait, you got Pellicore bandits in daily chests? And you could buy them on the market for 1 cent? What?
Yeah. They will absolutely say that.
Must be nuts.
I mean, what's better than a Pellicore bandit, right?
I don't know. There's not many things. I literally use that card every single game if I can. Every time I play Water. Luthian's in the house, guys. Luthian's another awesome content creator. Luthian, go ahead and plug your Twitch stream so people know where to go and come see you. Luthian, are you enjoying the new rewards as well? It's definitely a grind. All right, I'm sorry. I don't feel the same way about Venari Heatsmith. That guy can literally go right back in the chest, and I'll trade it in.
So you know what? I want to find a game where I won with it. Hold on a second. I have to, just because you said that.
You had something recently because you asked me about this, and I said that the only place that he has value is when he's in Diamond with Thorns, right?
Yes. I don't have one that I can find that I used it, but I've won a couple with it. But of course my best wins are the ones that with Waka though. So those are the ones I feel the best about.
Can you do me a favor and just share a Waka win right now, like a good one that you had recently?
Yeah. Actually, let's do one where
just to throw it in all the Waka haters' faces.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, Luthian saying, I'm loving the new reward system. My ECR is suffering though. Hey, what's the lowest you got? If you could beat Darkestnyte in terms of a lower one, then I will I'll give you a cookie in the form of DEC.
What's that?
I just want to know. She said her ECR is suffering.
Oh yeah. Well, so I'm at right now. So yeah. So right now my ECR.
Wait, don't tell yours. Don't tell yours.
Oh,
actually, no. You can tell it now. But what you got down to the lowest was
the lowest was 11%. I'm up to 48.34 right now.
Look at you. Look at that willpower to stay away from the game.
Oh well. We've only talked about it for the last 2 hours. So, all right, here we go. So here's a Waka battle. Let's see. Oh, where is it? I just saw it. Hold on. There we go. That's the one. All right, replay.
Let's see.
And against the armor, it's the best. I
love using poison in like the divine rule set too. Divine shield rule set.
Well, I have this, right? So,
yep.
That is a requirement against Lorna Shine, because I remember I used to say at the beginning, Lorna Shine was the big spoiler for Waka. So whenever I play Waka, I almost always put Divine, put that guy in. So let me go Rumble.
Who's giving you inspire? Oh, okay. The shadowy presence, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's also a requirement as well. So one down. Another
See,
one gets poisoned.
okay, but see, I'm trying to figure out where poison is coming in actually handy. See, so poison didn't come in handy there because like he would have died.
So there we go.
But
Right
there's a poison.
Yeah. So took 2 points. Boom, another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
There's another one. Yeah, especially with that miss, it became really handy. Oh, that's 3 poisons so far.
Yep. And we're done.
All right. Good enough.
And poison gets the last kill, right? So right, and a lot of the games come down to that, right? If so again, the reason why it's so powerful for death specifically, and we talked about this in the past, is death is traditionally debuff.
Yeah.
If you pick the wrong thing, right? So if we look at, hold on,
your summoners would be wasted.
Yes. So the summoners are all wasted, right? So let's do owned. So oops, and right. So Contessa, great card, but if your opponent doesn't play range, then wasted. Oster, fantastic card, but if your opponent doesn't play magic, wasted. Baddies is good because negative life is always a positive.
It's always helpful, yeah.
But if your opponent doesn't use magic, then again, wasted. Cryptmancer, I mean, again, negative speed and
that could come in handy with the other two. So 2 out of 3, you always get a win out of it.
Right, unless it's reverse.
Yeah.
Right. So what they need to fix, by the way, that's something they can fix. My favorite, obviously, is Mimosa, but that's only because the ability to not heal is super powerful. Right, the affliction.
Yeah.
However, in a no heal rule set, doesn't do anything. Right.
But still, like the fact that you can cover 2 out of the 3 attacks and have some kind of debuff against them is huge. I feel like Mimosa is so undervalued.
She was one of my favorites before Waka.
Yeah.
Right. Because she negative. So she's a good counter. For obviously for life and for Earth. Is it Earth? Yeah, Earth. So I mean, but they're all good counters, right? If you can predict what your opponent is going to play, death is really good. The problem is if you can't predict it, then you're pretty much toast, right?
Yeah.
Waka changed all of that because poison always sucks for everybody, right? So. And you can cleanse it, but guess what? You can only cleanse the first slot. So, and that's why Gem Meteor is so great for me. I love it. And then when I get Magi Necrosi back, I mean, get a stun and snipe. So yeah, it's fantastic. So
I mean, do you ever play Waka with? Well, I know you're delegating her to me right now, but like Lyra the Dark, the Opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That'd be another good one. Like anything that attacks the back line.
Yes. And I know, so fundamentally, even to use it, I had to change the way I play because typically I want to do focus fire, right? So, but most people are prepared for focus fire. How do you even defend against, without taunt, right? Taunt would be your typical defense against what I'm trying to do. But then all of a sudden now I'm focus firing on you. So,
yeah.
So it's the cards that are being used are pretty, they're pretty powerful, right? And again, with stun, that's just wicked.
I did not know that you had a Cryptmancer. I see it's only level 1 though. Is that another one that you kind of slept on and you wish you had gotten?
Yes, I bought it because I like playing death, and I said, "Oh, that card looks so cool." That was before I realized that you had to burn the cards and combine them. Had I realized it, then that would look very different.
Yeah.
That was a terrible miss.
I wonder if you'll need to start a Cryptmancer fund either.
No, way too expensive.
Way too expensive now.
But instead of but here's the thing, right? Once I realized it, I had to make a choice of which one I wanted to max out, and you know which one I picked, Valnamore.
That was a good choice.
Yep. Absolutely.
I know you like death, but Valnamore is so OP. Those legendary water monsters are out of control.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Celtics gonna win tomorrow. I am not even. Do you follow the NBA? You know, I used to like literally play basketball for 3 hours a day growing up, and I used to live and breathe the NBA. And then what was the team? The Golden State Warriors won, like, and every time they beat a team, the best player from that team would join them. I'm like, this seems like street ball. What's going on
Exactly.
here? And I lost interest in the NBA after that.
So I do. So I focus on sports without a field, court, or green or anything like that. So I
Okay,
do
so
non-traditional sports. I'm a scuba instructor, right? Part-time.
scuba. But is there competitive scuba diving?
No, because I don't. I mean, that was still a sport, right? So
Sure. Okay.
running, marathon runner, stuff like that. So I'm typically now I will go to a baseball, football game. I'll even go to a basketball game, but it's only to yell my fool head off and eat hot dogs and drink beer. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I don't think baseball is a sport, but I'll still go to a baseball game because it's a good
Ooh.
it's a good time.
And now your subs start going down.
Baseball's not a sport. Actually, I think. Oh man, I was just on another talking with some friends about this, about how like the MLB's just totally like ruined their brand for this next generation, which will be interesting to see how they come out of it. But that's a topic for another day, and also when I actually feel like talking about baseball, which is not usually often.
Hi, man. Yeah.
Luthien. Oh, low she got is 9%. Wait, but did you get 9% since the new rewards? I guess I owe you a DEC cookie now. I don't know what that looks like, but lowest is 38% for Furious Chicken. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, we are the bots.
Yes.
My ECR was down in the low 30s too. See, we are the bots now. Does Waka Poison apply chance stack if a monster already has the ability?
So that's
No, it doesn't, right?
I don't think it does, right? I think that once you, so Icy's saying the same thing. Once you have the ability of poison, then yes, then I think you just have it. The reason why I use it is because it's a very quick backline attacker, right? It's one of the best I have. So it's either that one or Uraeus, right? But Uraeus I use if I expect that someone else is going to also attack the back line.
Yeah.
But if I don't think they're going to attack the back line, I want the quicker one to get its attack in first. So which the skeleton is.
That +1 armor for Uraeus comes in.
It's so Uraeus is OP as far as I'm concerned, right?
Yeah.
It's quick. I mean, I think it has a speed of 4. It's quick. It does its has poison. You could in theory make a poison team, right? It's not going to be super efficient, but you could make a poison team, and it's just if you're not prepared for it, it's devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, we all hate Noxious Fumes rule set. I don't know anyone that says, "Oh, goody." Right.
I mean, the thing is, I don't have a Waka, but I love playing with both Blight and Uraeus whenever I can for the poison.
Oh yeah.
So Mimosa and Heartclaw can counter crossover. I that combination is actually amazing because especially level 3 you get demoralized with Heartclaw, or is it level 2? I don't know. One of the others.
If I didn't have of Lord of Darkness, I would use Heartclaw all the time. Right. It's a great card.
Yeah. 1 ounce. It's a real sport about baseball. Read the manga. Some guy who made a liar game. Sorry if you're stricken. I don't think I understand what you're saying there. Not since the new rewards. I got down to 40% yesterday. But now you don't want to run your ECR all the way down. I mean, I know you did, Darkestnyte, but that's because your strategy was not about earnings right away. It was about you were delaying the gratification to earn more later.
Delayed gratification, exactly.
Yeah. Best duo that streams about the game we love. Oh, thanks so much, Fragsmania. We have a good time here.
Yeah.
Icy Flow loves the Noxious Fumes rule set. I mean, I love it too.
Whatever.
Because I feel like I got good strategies across several splinters, but yeah.
I know that he's not being sarcastic. I actually believe him because I played him on the.
Did he beat you?
like he just ran me into the ground. So yes, yep. So health, heal, cleanse, and immunity, right? Immunity is amazing, and Parklaw has it. What's the white card? The white flight one. What's her name? I can never remember all of the cards. I guess we're not really expected to remember all of the cards. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Adelaide. She has.
Adelaide is good too. Yeah.
Oh, that card. Oh my goodness. Again, not trying to pump anything, but it's just a great card.
The only thing I don't like about her, level 4, she gets speed.
Yep.
Or sorry, what's that called? Swiftness.
Swiftness,
And I feel like that hurts her in reverse speed rule sets.
Yeah, I mean, you probably you wouldn't use her.
Yeah, because I actually got screwed a couple times yesterday. Well, no, just once. But I was like, it was a reverse speed rule set, and I was just like, oh, let me throw her in. I didn't realize she had speed because I'm
Yeah.
not used to playing with her in Diamond.
Yep. So then that's an excuse to have one without it, right? So you don't always have to play the other one. But
Mhm.
here's the old. So I think that's an upgrade to this one, right? Which is Angel of Light. Very kind of similar, right? A lot of
Mhm.
utility. So Flight, Resurrect. The Inspire on this one is great, but Adelaide gets an attack, right? This card doesn't have an attack.
Yeah.
So Adelaide is not susceptible to oppress. This one is.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Carlos is good too. Adelaide. He remembers all the cards. I'm getting better with it.
yep. Yeah. It just takes time, right?
The only time I don't like the Noxious rules is when it's like a 13 mana game and I see that they have a llama golem and I'm just like, all right, what's the point of me playing? There's nothing I can do. There's nobody that has like immunity at these like low mana games that will be able to compete.
Right. There's nothing you can do against that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Let's answer a couple more questions and then we've been on for like 2.5 hours, dude.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime for me. I'm getting hungry.
Same.
I'm assuming you got
Yeah.
some plans and stuff this afternoon. So, let's see here. So Luthien no one remembers the cards. Can redemption apply poison with Waka? I don't believe so. It has to be direct attack.
Yeah.
I like Noxious if Kalia is available. Cleanse and Resurrect can't be poisoned anymore.
Well, you can be repoisoned by something with poison, right?
True.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
you
the Resurrect
yeah.
comes in handy all the time for that.
Absolutely.
I think I have all the cards memorized. No joke. Oh, we need to test this.
You
All
have
right.
their abilities memorized as well.
Memorized too. I mean, I'm assuming so. We'll do like a. There has to be like a way to. Wait, Luthien, are you going to Splinterfest? Because if you are, I think it'd be great to like test you. We'll have like one of the panels or sessions that they're planning on doing. Just we'll like test you on it and see how many cards you can get right.
We could have flashcards. Just whip them out. What's this? What's that? What's this?
I would suck at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my, that could actually be a fun. I'm gonna see if I can let chatter know. That could be a fun activity. Just see if people can memorize the cards. You know, like a Jeopardy style thing. Like you see the picture flash, and then you have to like click the button, say how many mana, how many attack.
You know what? That
All
would
the
be
different
super
things.
cool. That would be a nice panel game for sure.
See, okay, so I see Fliss saying do on like a card quiz on Zen Sports. The only problem is that there's no way to do this like virtually. You can't like get like everybody's just gonna cheat. I mean, not everybody, but all right. They need to come for a YGG Saturday night stream sometime and check out the card name game. Ooh, I will do that.
Yeah.
I play the name that card game on every Saturday. Damn, I just missed it. All right, I'll try to get to the next one. All right, dude. Well, it's already, I don't know, what, it's like 1:00 for you, right?
Yep.
Anything you want to share? Final thoughts as we go into the second week of this new rewards system?
Same thing I always say, just have fun. It's been excellent, the first week of it. And I expect that we will continue to open up chests. And I'm just waiting for the big lottery win of the 600,000+ chests to get opened up. And I would say this, right? I think as we open up our daily and season chests, definitely record if you have the ability to do so, because when that big chest drops, it's going to go viral like crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to get excited about that, and it would be good marketing for the game too, right? If you were to like record that and be able to spread it out some kind of like social media clip, because at the end of the day, people are still making and earning something significant when it comes to the game here, which I think is great. All right, dude, this is fun. Everybody who is on, thank you so much for being here. I will be back live Tuesday morning, but in the meantime, don't worry. There's going to be plenty of video content coming, and we will get another town hall tomorrow. So we had a week off from the town hall, so be good. All right, catch y'all later.
Take care, guys.